There you have it, Tom Petty. Last Dance with Mary Jane. That's because of yesterday, Vic Henley. You're turning us on to some Tom Petty.
Oh, God. Everybody knows that one. Everybody remembers Kim Basinger in the video.
Jimmy said he didn't know the song.
Oh, wow.
Remember?
Yeah, you know that one, Jimmy. Now you remember
that one I've heard.
Yeah, so we start with Tom Petty this morning.
We were just singing poorly, which is hard to do if you're trying to tell him it's Tom Petty, and we still couldn't sing it right. Yeah.
You know, it goes like...
right. Good-looking corpse on Kim Basinger, though.
I was amazed that you remember that, too. Now I know that she was in that video, but that's knowledge I just forget.
That's how Alec Baldwin always really wants to see her.
Just not talking.
Yeah, exactly, in a body bag. Somewhere.
That was an ugly divorce, wasn't it?
That was nasty, nasty. Little bit. Just crazy.
How could she be asking? Was she asking for money or something? And she's get Kim Basinger money.
I don't know. I think...
wasn't he mad about divorce lawyers?
Yeah, but I think Alec Baldwin might have some issues too. So I mean, come on, let's.
She had had a million different bad financial horrible decisions. She bought a town in Georgia.
Really?
Yeah, she bought it. It was some little small town that she tried to really try to help them out. It was somewhere maybe she knew somebody or her grandmother lived there or something, and like the town was on such bad times that you could literally buy the town. And so somebody conned her into buying the town in a way to community service sort of help fix it, but then it didn't work.
Why didn't it work? What happened with the town?
I can't remember the end of it.
Was it a dirty old town? What happened?
It just needed garbage pickup. The dirty old town.
I'm sorry this is one of those times where I only know like 4 facts. I can't fill in all the blanks.
She bought a town. That's a big fact.
That's a good one. She bought a town.
I do remember that now that you mention it.
North Georgia.
But I couldn't tell you what happened to the little town that Kim Basinger bought back in the day with her money.
She changed the name of it to Kim Basinger Town, and then the only stuff they were allowed to sell was her movies.
That's right.
And the town went under. No one wants to buy them in the town.
Well, she probably doesn't understand how the regular person lives, so she probably was like, we don't need a supermarket. That's stupid.
Get it delivered.
Right.
I don't. It's. I forget. It's literally population.
Well, we're going to find out. We got the Google.
I think.
Can you find out what happened to Kim Basinger's town there?
I'm dying to know what happened to this.
They've been having a lot of trouble with the internet this morning. I'm here to tell you.
What do you mean? There's problems with the internet.
At the $1 billion corporation, they've been trying to show me. So there it is, Brazelton, Georgia.
Brazelton. Okay. Yes. Brazelton, Georgia. Go down the history, the geography, the
In '89 she bought it? Or was it that many years ago?
Somewhere around there, probably.
Yeah, that's when she was hot. Red hot in Hollywood, I should say.
Handcuffed to Richard Gere, and they were trudging through a swamp in that movie, whatever. Remember that movie where they're on
oh, yeah, it was Richard Gere. He's going, Doc, get it out. That was the movie.
Yeah, good old Richard Gere. The gerbil story, huh?
How do you get that one attached to you if you're Richard Gere? How does that happen?
How many times has he had to say no?
Yeah, not true. That's probably his saying. Hey, Richard, not true.
That's how he greets people. Not true. You just reach your hand out to shake his hand, and he says that.
Not true.
Not true. Richard, not true Gere. Brazelton, Kim Basinger, bankruptcy. Even bankruptcy, Basinger lives well. What do we got here? 1995. Yeah. All right. We're getting close to the answer to Vic Henley.
She had a little money left over and didn't want to share it with the people of Brazelton, it looks like. That's what this article was trying to say. Yeah, that she was still living well while the town had to go into bankruptcy.
Obviously a very, very small town. How many people lived there?
It didn't look, I'm saying, it's 2,294, it looks like.
Wait, she's 5 years, 88, she bought the town with some partners. She sold it for $1 million and declared bankruptcy. How much did she pay for it?
She paid $20 million. Buying the small town of Brazelton, Georgia for $20 million.
Wow.
With the dream of turning it, here we go, into a tourist attraction that featured movie studios. What?
And a film festival.
And a film festival was a massive failure for Kim Basinger. What, she thought Hollywood was going to go to Brazelton, Georgia to film?
Yeah.
She became interested in the town while stuck in a traffic jam.
Yep.
God, know how many towns?
Keep going, look.
I know how many towns you could buy on Long Island? You know how many times you're in a traffic jam?
Just said, I think I'm going to purchase Mineola.
Yes. Right, exactly.
Bring me Mineola.
She saw a sign that read, Brazelton, if you lived here, you'd be home by now. And, oh, God, she's a dummy.
She probably had to shit. I bet that's what it is. She's like, I want to own this town. I have to shit so bad. It'll be so nice to pull off.
Buy it.
But she fell for the sign that said, if you lived here, you'd be home by now. And evidently, there was no turning back. We've seen similar signs outside condos near packed freeways in Oakland, California, but have never thought of buying the entire city. After buying Brazelton, Basinger told reporters, finally, here are some people who will know who's the boss. And then quickly, 5 years later, she sold it for $1 million and declared bankruptcy. She lost $19 million.
Well, she's with partners. I wonder how much she put in, though. If there's partners there, there's probably 3 or 4 of them, you'll assume.
True.
So I'm hoping for her sake she only lost like 4 or 5
It's probably
million.
under some kind of corporation she started, though. It's safe to say she lost a fucking shitload of money on Brazelton, Georgia.
That's a lot of money.
Another investors.
1,700 acres.
2,000 privately owned acres for intending to turn it. Okay, yeah, we did all that. All right.
Oh, on the eve of personal bankruptcy, she and her partners sold the town at a large loss. I mean, I never want to see anybody go bankrupt, but it's like, don't be completely stupid with your. We've all fucked up, but Jesus Christ, don't buy a town.
You're sitting in traffic in some
I think
really tiny little place.
Yeah.
That's Hollywood.
I think
crazy Hollywood money. That's like 3 Hollywood things combined. I think that lures you down that brilliant trail.
Yeah, I think if you buy a small town somewhere, I'm happy that you have to declare bankruptcy because that just sounds stupid. Has it ever worked out for somebody else?
I can't even think of anybody ever doing it again.
Wow.
No.
And then Vic Henley has me watching some soccer yesterday. Remember we were talking about Iceland and Europe yesterday? And Europe, Jesus, England.
It was the European Championship.
Yeah, it's the European Championship. I got that mixed up for a second. And then there was a giant upset. Iceland ends up winning and beating England 2-1.
And what they're saying is one of the biggest in sports history.
Really?
That's what they're saying.
I picked Iceland.
I heard you. We can play the tape.
I like
from
the name
yesterday.
better.
Yeah.
Well, Miracle
Bob Lee said Miracle on Iceland.
And boy, did Twitter explode.
It's that big a deal, huh? It's only 2-1 win.
Yeah, but they were an 800. If you bet $100, you'd have won 850. So or whatever that percentage.
8-8.
What?
They were an 8-1 favorite.
Okay, 8.5.
If you bet $100, you'd win 850. Yeah.
8.5 to 1. Right.
Iceland only has 300,000 people.
Yeah, 330, I think.
Their coach is a part-time dentist. The coach for England makes, I believe, $9 million a year.
Yes, he does.
If I got the.
Oh my God!
Yes,
is that kind of money in soccer?
Yes, of course there is.
Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the richest men in sports. He owns like 3 or 4 islands and shit.
I hope so. Him and his kickboxing friends.
That's true.
He's right up there with the American athletes as far as the most money.
He may be, certainly.
Ronaldo has a boatload of money.
Tons.
I know it's the biggest sport in the world. It is. That's true.
And what's the coach's name? Hodgson?
Roy Hodgson.
Roy Hodgson.
Yeah.
He quit right after the game.
What a dick! You lose one game and you quit. Like
this is more than one game.
Meaning it's like losing the championship where you had a bad game and you lost the game.
But it's in your country's most humiliating defeat.
I want they stop it.
You're not supposed to lose to Iceland.
Yeah.
Where
Do they remember Blitzkrieg?
Yeah. I don't think. No, they all died. All those people are dead. It's a whole new generation now.
Where the coach has to dig out your rotting teeth when he's not coaching the team. You should never lose to that.
Wait, can we see the end of it? And where was the game?
Well, this is
the
even
game
better.
Was in France. France is the host country. All the games are in France.
And then it's even better because the announcer just loses his fucking mind. He went viral a couple days ago. What game was that? Austria?
Yeah. No. Before that, they. Oh God. It was. They did beat Austria. That's true.
I think it was the Austria call that his Austria call went viral, and then here he is, the announcer yesterday as the game comes to a conclusion.
Sounds like every argument I've had in a relationship. get up. Just stop it. Give a fuck. Can't stand soccer.
Yeah, but it's like
it's a big loss.
It is a massive loss.
But they're just laying there like so. It's like just fuck it. You lost the game. It stinks. I know.
Yeah, one of these guys.
Shut up.
They might kill themselves. They might get one or two that might fucking kill themselves.
Somebody's throwing themselves in the Thames right now.
This is really bad.
Yeah, play next year.
E-Rock's got a question.
Yes, E-Rock.
In this video, you don't hear the call like you would on the TV, but you get to see the guy actually losing his shit as he's doing it.
All right. We get tweeted out, I guess, because it's more visual.
Okay.
Oh, his armpit stains.
Yeah, he's just losing his fucking mind. Look at that. Loving life.
See, that's how I am when I just see two people sharing a story or smiling. I cheer for it and I root for it.
Do your pets get sweaty like that?
Yes, they do, with anticipation for their friendship. Yeah.
But I was just laying around yesterday afternoon, and your fucking face popped in my head. I'm like, I gotta go check out that game.
It was worth it. All the action was in the first half. But
it was exciting because I checked in a little later on, and they were just trying to hold their lead, and that was pretty fun to watch.
And they even in the second half, they had some of the better chances more than England did, I thought.
And knowing that Iceland was, a heavy underdog, and they were up 2-1, I'm like, I'm not turning this fucking thing off. I got it.
Yeah, right.
At that point, I got it. I'm like, you know what? Soccer's pretty fucking cool. This is pretty amazing. What's going on right now?
No, the first couple of times I watched them, idiot me. They say it says Island, Island, because they pronounce it Iceland. And so, but the first couple of games I was watching, I'm like, why do they got these scarves and banners to say Island? Okay, they're an island nation,
right?
And I'm like, you fucking idiots. That's Iceland.
So now what happens to Iceland? They play again?
Yeah, they got France. They got the host country.
Yeah, they got France, which is going to be. See, I know a little bit now. That's going to be really fucking tough, obviously. Mm-hmm. And then you got Wales still in it, and they're sort of an underdog. Yeah, not sort of, they are an underdog.
The two smallest countries.
And everyone is rooting for an Iceland-Wales final now, which people will lose their fucking minds if that happens.
White people are rooting for an Iceland-Wales.
The whitest people on the planet Earth, the Welsh and the Icelandic.
Well, a lot of the English fans are, they're hoping for Wales now, right?
That's true. Oh yeah, absolutely.
You got to think that.
No, that's true. They don't. But I don't know. They'll be so distraught over that. I'd be curious to find out, because it's one of those things like, when you go down, if you're an Islanders fan and then they go down, do you switch over and still hope the Rangers do?
No. I've made that very clear on this show.
So, then that might be, I don't know if England, they'll probably just be so focused on murdering themselves over this that I don't know if they'll jump on the Welsh bandwagon.
Everyone knows I'm a goofball when it comes to football. I pretty much root for the entire AFC East.
Okay.
Because I lived in all those things. It's really stupid.
No, it makes sense.
And it's not even a bit. I like the Bills, the Patriots, and the Jets first.
And you have legitimate reasons to say that.
Well, because I was in all those towns and whatever. I have a lot of friends in those areas. And then, but in every other sport, it's like one and done. No fucking way do I. It's when the Islanders are out, that's it.
Yep.
And whatever. So. But I'm going to be watching the rest of these damn soccer games now because of Vic Henley.
Well, Belgium's really good. They're fun to watch. They score a lot. Belgium and Germany score a lot, and they're fun to watch. Right. It's like fast break basketball.
So now what will happen after this? France, how many more games
there's
are
only
there
There's only four teams. It's Belgium and Germany and France.
And
how many?
And Wales.
And Wales and Iceland. And France, Italy's in.
Oh, Italy. Yeah, so you got probably 8 left?
You got 8 left, yeah.
I love this German coach. Always smelling his fingers.
digging the tank and checking it out.
The one from last week, and now there's 2 more.
There's 2 more.
There's 2 more of him smelling his fingers?
He can't stop.
Yeah. Are you serious?
This guy's obsessed.
Let me get your mic on there. What?
Last week it was his balls he was sniffing.
Yeah.
There's another video of him scratching his ass and sniffing it, and now he's rubbing his armpits.
This guy rules.
This guy does rule. I thought it was just one of those.
I think it's a good luck thing.
What the fuck is that about? I didn't see this.
The more he keeps smelling himself, the more they
His hand is behind. Look at, he's got a hair there.
What the fuck is this?
Just checking to see if he's healthy.
What the fuck is this?
Can't help it. He's probably been doing that his whole life. He can't help it. Every girlfriend has left him because of it.
What you saw, because we were stunned.
He's seated. He
takes his right hand all the way behind himself, and it's obviously in his pants.
Sure.
He's working his crack a little bit or something back there.
Like.
And then he got a little something in his hand that he's playing with.
Maybe some toilet paper or something.
Or a dingleberry or something.
Right.
And then... perfect timing. He slowly brings it to his nose and gives it a good sniff.
It's like he's waiting for the cameras to move away, and then he thinks, "All right, nobody's looking at me." And then he goes,
"I'm fine. I'm going to go so slow this time they're not going to catch me."
Yeah, and he does other stuff with his fingers, like that's like he's a magician. He's touching his hand, like, "Oh, they'll just think I scratched my asshole and then caress my finger." No one will now watch it go up to my face. Hey, granted, I've done it. I've sniffed.
Oh, sure.
And there's another one now. The armpits.
This is the armpit one.
All right, let's see the armpit one.
This one, okay.
All right, he's yeah, that was a quick. Oh my God, he does it twice.
Can't stop. Just do it in the locker room.
What is he doing?
I don't know.
He's the German coach.
3, 4.
He's obsessed with touching his nose. That's all. He's got a weird nose touching thing.
Or maybe smelling himself, too.
Yeah.
Combo.
It's like how you are with books.
You mean he just reads and gains knowledge?
No, the first thing you do is open up to the center and just smell.
Oh yeah, you
That's
do,
true.
You do
yes.
like the smell of a good book,
You know,
a
it's
brand
funny.
new book.
I do. Like I'll just do something like this
Oh, wow.
Every time.
to my asshole.
Very.
That's why you're doing all that yoga.
Certainly is.
So you get all the way around.
Yeah, I'm trying to be like one of those fucking bugs. What are those bugs that you touch and they curl into a ball?
Oh,
I
the
envy
roly-poly.
those.
The roly-poly.
The
The
best.
water bugs, yeah.
So
This is on a big jumbo screen, too. It's not just the TV broadcast. This is in, like, the fan concourse area.
Oh, Richard.
the ass crack one is the best.
Oh, my God. Probably smells the best, too.
It's wonderful.
Nice pungent odor.
So now there's 3 of them. I love the build up here.
No one's looking.
They're like, no.
He's digging. You can see him arching. He's arching his back forward to raise the crack to really get in there. And now he's got a hair on his finger. Look, he's
What the hell? He's trying.
He balls it up. He's balling it up.
getting ready for good sniff. Here you go.
Ah, God. Look at he sniffs.
Imagine shaking this guy's hand.
Oh, God.
I hope he's a fist bumper. This guy's the worst.
Yeah, tweet those out for the people, please.
Oh, I love this guy.
Right
I
on,
had to sniff
man.
my honey. I wish I could do accents.
Right the fuck on.
Min Heine was a little stanky. Min Heine awful stank.
Then I was learning a little bit about
I can't do it
Iceland
either.
because of the big win.
We
talk on the in-breath, right? How do we talk? What do you mean?
I talk. I stop breathing, and then 8 seconds later, I speak. That's my method.
Well,
It's okay. I always knew there was something unique about your speech.
I believe they talk on the out-breath, which is very unusual. And that's why that announcer sounds so like he's running out of air. Yeah, that's one of the unusual facts about Iceland. They talk on the out. I'm trying to remember. It's the opposite of us.
Do we? I'm trying to think as we talk. No, I think we talk on the out breath, don't we? Or is that incorrect? I could be wrong.
You guys have all
I don't know why. I don't talk on the in breath. I'd be like,
You can look it up.
Wow.
Go to Google and just put Iceland in there.
Speech patterns.
And then I learned they also love barbecuing all year long.
And true. That's what they said they were going to be doing because they got 21 hours of sunlight right now because of the time of the year. So they said they're just going to be barbecuing for like 18
I
hours
want to go
at a
there.
time.
I want to go to Reykjavik. That's where Bobby Fischer beat Boris Spassky.
That's the only reason why you want to go to that area?
It's beautiful, but I mean, I want to be. I want to go. I have to pick somewhere. So Iceland is a place I want to visit.
My brother just came back from Iceland. He went. He loved it.
Do you know about how they all thought they were financial wizards and almost ruined their economy?
No.
During the global meltdown here, I don't know if it was the tech bubble of 2000 here, or back when everybody, including over here, was a financial expert, and you got the little old ladies investment
that
clubs
was in the 2000s.
Okay, so that's what I said. So everyone over there, they're fishermen. They're hundreds and thousands of years of this culture. They're not really an industrial giant thing. They're mainly a fisher culture. They got caught up in the financial, I can be a planner, and every single person in the country got financial fever and doubled down and kept doing everything over here that fucked us up and made us have to bail out all the banks and everything. Except there's only 300,000 people over there, and they were not sure how long it would take them to recover from it. Or even when I started watching this tournament, first thing I thought of was, I wonder what happened with their economy.
Wait, there's only 300,000?
330,000.
That's the entire country?
That's the whole country.
That's why I fuck more girls than that.
Right.
That's why that win was so impressive as well.
Yeah.
It comes from a country that only has 330,000 people.
The girls are pretty over there. They're all like fucking Nordic models. I'm going to go over there and meet a girl.
Well, this is the other thing I learned about Iceland. They love being nude, and they are not shy about it.
Yep. That's the whole Scandinavian thing, though. That's a big Scandinavian thing.
There's a lot of public facilities, and the women will just shower pretty close to the men, and then everyone just gets naked, and then they jump in there. And
they go to the spa. The spa
thing,
and
the hot springs and all that.
Iceland.
But they love being naked. And they are not shy about it. I learned that. I learned about the barbecue, and I learned about, they love, E-Rock would love this one, and I apologize ahead of time. They love their sauces and gravies.
Why would you apologize?
Exactly. those are, well, he's talking about cum and shit, but for you.
I had to take something romantic.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
They are obsessed with their sauces and gravies.
Good.
On everything.
They should be.
Everything. They even dip their pizza.
Do they? In what? I mean, I'm a big mustard guy.
They like mustard, but it's a different type of mustard, I believe. They use 3 different things on their hot dogs. Ketchup, some kind of mustard, and I believe mayo-based.
Yeah. I want to go there and meet a wife.
Sauce.
Jim, who is that Nordic woman with the great cheekbones? That's my wife. What's her name? Flunda.
Flunda?
Really? Flunda. How tall is Flunda? She's 6'1". My God, she's striking.
And you can't even Americanize that and just say... her name's Flunder.
Yeah,
Flunder. No, you have to pronounce it properly.
Yeah.
Flun! Flun!
Come here, Flun!
Flun, can you bring me that?
You can't shorten it to anything.
No.
No.
She'll be insulted if you don't pronounce it properly.
Yeah, she was named after her grandmother's vagioplasty or something.
It's like when you watch the Spanish TV and they have that one word that's English. It's the same type of thing.
Oh, I want to go meet a wife.
Over the top with the fucking pronunciation of
Flunda.
Your Icelandic girlfriend.
6'1", maybe. No, she'll be 6 foot. 6'1's a little goofy. She'll be 6 foot. She'll be also a little self-conscious because she's a beauty over there.
Yeah.
But her feet are 10 and a half.
Sure, fine.
And she'll be like, that's just too big. Whatever the dumb accent is. And I'll be like, no, it's okay.
Blue eyes. Striking blue eyes. Striking blue eyes.
Of course.
Yes.
She'll giggle every time I say Hitler would have loved you, and then go on her tummy. That's Flunda.
That's a good visual. I can see that. I can see you in Flunda.
Giant feet. Oh, I love her.
And I think they...
that's a guy.
Some naked Icelandic.
I believe
people.
Wow.
There you go.
Look at her.
Look at these gals.
They're just frolicking in a fucking a water a hole.
Hot spring.
Is that a hot spring?
Natural.
Yes, they got hot springs all over the place.
Apparently, it's the law in their country to go in those hot springs. You have to shower before you go into them.
Yeah.
So you can't just get naked and dive in like Jimmy seems to be wanting to do.
Well, I wouldn't mind showering first.
I sure hope the German coach showers before he goes into the hot spring.
Absolutely.
Oh, God. Look at that.
All right, maybe I'm not going to Iceland.
There's a couple messes in that photo.
Looks like our staff. Let me see it. Oh, my God. Where's Flunda?
Flunda is not in that.
That's not Flunda.
No.
She's not in this photo.
She's not.
They decided to find the ugliest women in the country. They're all topless, though. And then what else? They banned beer in Iceland for a very long time.
Why?
I don't remember.
No kidding.
Yeah, I read the first sentence.
I'll bet you one of those Icelandic chicks fucked a tourist that looked like me, and they're like, the alcohol has to be banished. This is going to ruin our bloodline.
There's Flunda.
There's Flunda.
Yeah, I don't like her. Does she have inverted nipples? I'm very picky.
No, they're out.
All right, just making sure. I can't see.
They're out and proud.
All right, good. I like a nice big nip. Wow.
Like that lady yesterday in the performance art video. Remember those yesterday? The lady with the box where you
I was hanging a belt off one.
Exactly.
Nice.
They were long.
They were first grade erasers.
They were a little weird.
Yeah.
They were a little too long.
It was maybe the longest ones I've ever seen.
All right, good.
No, that was crazy.
Wasn't sure about that.
No,
it looked a little strange, I thought.
She had her nipple extensions.
Could find out why they banned beer for a very long time.
Yeah, there's a lady holding a beer.
Wow. I have more Twitter followers than that country has people.
That's great, right?
Yes, you
Isn't that
do.
wonderful?
That's why the win was amazing.
Yeah, Leicester City is the team that won the English League Championship in soccer last year, and they've got 300,000 people that live there. That's why it was such a big. Iceland beat a country whose championship team had as many people in their city as they do in the whole.
Can we see that map again? I want to see where Reykjavik is.
It's right over there.
I want to see. It's.
I believe
it gets cold.
It gets very cold.
Wow, I don't know. We don't speak
There's
this.
a bunch of R-E-Y-K.
Oh, boy, we don't speak this.
You'd have to look and see. Yeah, somewhere in the middle.
I don't know where it is. I can't find it.
Wow, I don't know either.
It's always been a good cheap pit stop flight. If you're going over to Europe and don't want to take the direct flight and get your ticket for like half off, you take Iceland Air.
Oh, they want you to go there.
Yeah, and then there's a big. If you get enough of a delay, for your layover, they'll take you on a little mini tour of the country, so you can ride around and look at some of the volcanoes and fjords and stuff like that during your 3.5 hour delay. But they take you away from the airport and hook you up and give you a little mini tour before taking you back.
Is it a nice vacation spot, you think?
I don't know if people go there for vacationing, but I bet the Europeans do. During the summer, it's probably lovely.
Cool.
Yeah, I would definitely check that out.
Yeah, I wouldn't go in the winter though. Oh, you'd be so cold.
Chilly.
Yeah, look up the beer thing. They banned beer for a long time.
They banned all alcohol
For a long time.
Yeah, they had
prohibition.
I need a
Until what year?
I'm trying to find out. I closed that out.
Huh. And then they do well. And then the other thing I learned, they love monster trucks. They love.
I didn't know that one.
Oh yeah, they love big fucking trucks, and they take pride in that.
100 years ago, prohibition.
A century ago, Iceland banned all alcoholic drinks. Within a decade, red wine had been legalized, followed by spirits in the 1930s. But full-strength beer remained off limits until March 1st, 1989.
Wow.
Megan Lane asked why it took so long for the amber nectar to come in from Icelandic.
Oh, because the mercury hovers below zero. I think it is so cold there that probably wasn't a big priority for these people.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Huh.
Cold beer's not at the top of their list.
Yeah, they probably like other things.
Schnapps.
Yeah.
They're big on the schnapps. All the Scandinavian countries are big on the schnapps.
Yeah.
They were big on that in Buffalo, too.
Yeah?
Oh, God.
Well, that's their heritage, right?
Aren't there a lot of... It makes sense now.
Oh, hell yeah.
I guess it's cold areas love their schnapps.
Big, beautiful blonde model with blue eyes who really wants me to ruin her bloodline. Who wants her lineage wrecked by my fucking averageness. Yes, you're right.
It was also a political thing, too, with saying, because they were trying to get independence from Denmark, and they associated beer with the Danish lifestyle.
Okay.
But if it's delicious, it's delicious.
Yeah, but not because those damn Danes said it was,
Right.
by God.
The hell is that about? That's dumb.
I heard they're hot over there, too, in Denmark.
You can't go wrong. Norway, Sweden, Finland.
Norway.
Sweden, Finland.
Finland.
Probably not Greenland.
No. Went around. All you do is look at
Scandinavia.
those fucking stupid lights.
The Northern
Lights.
Stink.
You don't like the Northern Lights?
No, they can fuck themselves.
Oh, those pictures are amazing.
Yes, they are, but it scares me.
Gorgeous.
It
Imagine
scares you.
sleeping, you see that shit? It's happening in the sky, these colors. That's healthy.
Well, that would make you believe in God.
Yeah, they did.
See, that's soothing.
That would make you believe in God right there. Look at that. That's crazy. What country do you think started making ugly people?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because you had all
Country
those...
or continent?
Well, I don't know. You had all those countries up there, and everyone, they always talk about how beautiful they are. What country really came into play and really started making the ugly ones?
You know, and they're just as inbred as anybody else, but how come all their inbred stay beautiful? And the English inbreeding got turned into your teeth growing out of your head.
I'm going to go with Uruguay. I'm going to go with Uruguay.
Uruguay, you're going all the way down. Bolivia.
Bolivia and Uruguay started really fucking it up. We had beautiful people before that.
Well, I know one answer would get me fired.
I know. That's why I went with Uruguay.
What's your answer?
I'm just kidding.
I went with a sort of safe one.
I have no idea. I'm going to go with like Kazakhstan or something like that. Somebody over there.
And then everything just got jumbled up. Everyone lives all over the fucking place now. They don't stay in their areas. But there was a time there were just very beautiful people on this planet.
That does look kind of pretty, the green light.
It looks amazing.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's cool. I wouldn't mind hanging out under it. But they happen so fast, don't they?
Time it when you go to Iceland to find Flunda. Just make sure this is the time of the year you can sort of combine the whole thing. Just do some one-stop shopping.
Is that in Iceland? That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. People plan their
from space.
Anything above the Arctic Circle you can see.
Yeah, they plan their trips when it's time for the Northern Lights.
Oh, so I can't go. It'll be all crowded in the hotels.
You don't have the pillows you want.
I know.
I believe it would be very festive.
You would think.
Is that summer or winter?
All year.
Yeah, it depends.
Is it really? I didn't know that.
It's going on right now.
I had no idea. All year you could check out the Northern Lights up there?
I believe so.
Different times of the year.
Can't you check out the Northern Lights in America? In
Yeah,
some
in Alaska.
areas?
Alaska.
Oh, just Alaska?
Yeah.
You have to be above
the Arctic Circle.
Oh, you said that.
Yeah.
How
You
come
did
it only
say
happens
that.
there? What the fuck?
Jimmy's annoyed.
What is that shit?
Sorry, universe.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's radiation hitting the atmosphere.
It's like the Earth is wearing a hat. Stupid
Yarmulke.
dickhead.
Yarmulke. Neon yarmulke.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. That was fun, Vic. I appreciate you turning me on to a little soccer yesterday.
I'm glad it turned into something instead of some boring 0-0 thing. Yeah, I was really excited. It was really great.
And then I was all in with the whole Mexit thing.
Brexit.
No, Megxit.
Oh,
now.
Megxit's leaving too?
Because of Messi.
Oh, God. I didn't
They're calling that Mexit.
Oh, no shit. I didn't see
They're
that.
calling that Mexit.
Wait, because of what?
Messi. Well, some say the greatest soccer player.
He's retired from playing for Argentina.
Yes, he retired, and that's pissing off a lot of people. He retired from the national team.
Yeah, he's
right?
going to go back to Barcelona, but he says that might have been his last game for Argentina.
Fuck that.
That's it.
I'm done.
Yeah.
So now the hashtag is Mexit.
Mexit.
And they're not happy.
I thought he'd be a little tougher than that because he's got a lot of years left in the tank, and he's just mad. That's just talking to him too soon after the bad loss, where he jacked it into the crowd and everybody expected him to put his team over. And
Oh man, it's different in soccer when these big losses, man. People fucking quit.
Well, remember when they
fired?
they handle it
they
terribly.
don't fuck around.
They
man.
killed the guy in Colombia when the USA beat Colombia, and it was an own goal in the World Cup back in the 90s, and the dude got off the plane at the airport and they shot him dead at the airport.
Where was the airport?
Yeah, in Colombia.
Wow. You know what? This is very interesting, and then we can move on. One more thing on Iceland. Let's go to Jameson in New Jersey. Go ahead, buddy.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
I'm just fucking around. Hope you're enjoying it. What do you got?
As always. I thought you might be interested to know, and I'm about 90% sure it is Iceland, but one of the Scandinavian countries, because it's an island, they actually started to record all the family lineages on a big, tome book. They still use the database today, so they know they're not speaking with a first cousin.
That makes sense.
That makes complete sense.
Makes perfect sense.
If you only have 330,000 people,
there it is.
And then not a lot of people are leaving or come, huh?
It is Iceland.
And they
It is
even have,
Iceland.
and they have an app.
The government put out an app so that you can make sure that you're not sleeping with your family.
I
you
use
imagine-
it for just the opposite reason.
What
This
do you?
is your Tinder.
All right, let me.
Oh, look, my grandmother likes BBC. Why?
Jimmy, you should go to Iceland. There would be no
You just
doubt.
ruled yourself out.
No one would use the app if you were there. They
That's
would have
right.
no doubt. They'd be like, okay, this guy's safe.
There he is.
Yeah.
That's my boy right
He might
there.
be dangerous in other ways, but he's safe as far as
Exactly.
inbreeding.
He's
So-
not from here. He's not from here.
You'd be put out to stud.
Exactly. It'd be like, yeah, exactly, like down in
All
Kentucky.
right, let me ask this though. What do? You're living your life on the up and up. You fall in love in Iceland, and then you have this app, and you're like, you're my second fucking cousin.
Yep.
What do you do at that point?
Move to Mississippi.
What would you do?
Move to
I'm
West
truly
Virginia.
in love with this person, and then you find out, you're like, holy shit, you're.
I'd ask her out anyway.
I think that's when you go to Greenland.
I keep fucking her. Just keep fucking her.
Really?
Hey, I didn't know.
Didn't know.
I didn't know.
All right,
Fucking
guys,
her.
thank
Your kid has
I
two
know.
noses.
I need an extra toe. What's wrong with an extra toe?
I don't know. Let's go to Dean in Buffalo. Good morning, Dean.
Hey, Hope, how you doing, buddy?
We're doing good, buddy.
Hi, Vic and James. There's a band that's going to be touring later this year called Sigur Rós. They're actually playing Radio City, I think, the end of August.
What do they sound like?
It's a strange kind of new age. I don't know how to describe it. You guys should play a selection out to break just to listen to it.
Sigur, S-E-G-U-R.
S-I-G-U-R.
S-I-G-U-R,
Second
Sigur.
word is R-O-S.
Okay.
All right, you gotta give us a song.
They're relatively popular.
They're an Icelandic band?
Yeah.
What song?
I can play something for you.
All right,
You
yeah,
wanna
give
hear
me
something?
one.
Travis is on it.
Yeah, let's hear this.
It's different.
Through your phone?
It's in Gillette.
Oh.
It's the beginning of the song.
Oh.
You thought he was playing from his phone.
Sounded like it.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward, cheesy.
They're not bad. Like,
You know them, Travis?
oh yeah. They've been around for a long time.
I've never heard the name.
I was going to say, it sounds a little cheesy, Coldplay-ish, a little dreamy, a little something.
They've been around since the late 90s, I'd say, or mid-90s.
When he said the name, it struck me somewhere in my adult music brain, but I
gotta say, I never heard of them.
all I knew was Sugar Cubes and then Bjork.
Yeah, good old Bjork.
Oh, Bjork, yeah.
Bjork.
You ever see the guy who painted his face up and then shot himself?
Yes.
Her fan?
Yes, I remember that. That's a one. And I knew you would go to that first.
You had no doubt.
Exactly.
No doubt he was going to go.
Whenever there's a B and a J, I either think of that guy shooting himself or getting head.
Why not?
All right, Dean, thank you.
See you guys.
I don't know. It's all right, I guess. There's a documentary on Iceland that they believe in trolls up there.
Oh, no, they have the internet.
Oh, maybe they
Let's go to Kevin in Virginia. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, not fucking, internet trolls either. The documentary is these people, there's like a whole group of them, and they actually believe that there's trolls living in these little caves. And
There are.
There are.
Where'd he go?
I don't know.
I think we were waiting for more of Chip.
That was it.
That was it. That's all you get. All right. I'm going to have to watch that, I guess. Why so many Icelanders still believe in elves? That's, all right.
I know the answer to that, actually.
You do?
Because they're fucking stupid.
Anyway. I got a little obsessed with Iceland.
That's fine.
After that fucking...
That's a good afternoon. What else is there to do
game
in June in New York City?
And people calling you out, E-Rock, saying you can see the Northern Lights in North Dakota and Montana.
That's just methane.
Ooh.
Oh, fucking piece of garbage.
Great Iceland band, Poets of the Fall. I don't know what that means. Does anyone know what that means?
Poets of the Fall!
I don't think that could be a category on Jeopardy because you got to have 5 legitimate answers and great Icelandic bands.
I don't think we can. We can't make that list.
We're up
right?
to 3. You got Sugar Cubes, Sugar Ross, and whoever this.
I don't think we can make that list.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No,
Not
I think
really.
they're from Finland, actually.
Okay, exactly. So it doesn't count.
We're down to 2.
Does not count.
All right, go
exactly.
with great Iceland bands. This
Greatest-
is all the shit I was doing yesterday.
Greatest Icelandic bands of all time.
This should have stayed in my living room. It's not interesting for anyone.
It's not true. I want to know
Great
who the best-
Iceland bands. Give me, what would they consider the great Iceland bands?
Great Iceland.
10 bands from Iceland that you should care about. Is that good enough?
They list one twice.
FM Belfast.
Yeah. Sea Bear. Oh, Jesus. For a minor reflection. Oh, boy.
I like them.
Every
boy.
band is doing
That's
the
a
same
magic
pose.
mirror.
Boy.
That's their Phil Collins.
Even with
Olafur what? Olafur Arnolds. Arnolds, I guess.
Yeah.
Sicker,
maybe, or Syker. Oh boy.
Wait, that's,
Jodelin.
no, it's
HJ. How do you pronounce that?
Jodelin.
Hal Talon.
Okay, nice.
Hal Talon.
I like Hal Talon. That's
Plastic
good.
Joy.
Plastic
I got that one. Ooh.
Skakamanage.
All right.
Skakamanage.
Oh, boy. Listen to the end of a great porno scene. 4 of them with jizz all over them. Who's this guy? Borko.
Ew. It's a Dorko.
Yeah, sounds like an insult.
Borko.
Borko.
He gets together.
And Retro Steffson, I guess.
That looks like some kind of teen band or something.
Yeah, we don't need to know those.
No.
Nope. I don't think we need to know those.
That's not real. That's only over there. That didn't count.
Yeah, that list was...
Was Of Monsters and Men on there?
No.
That's an Icelandic band that I've heard of.
Look at Travis coming out.
Travis.
Coming
Yeah,
out of
now
the
he
woodwork.
chimes in.
Travis coming on strong.
Yeah, if he Googles him.
I just...
And the volcano blew. That's the other big thing. Remember when the volcano blew and it stopped travel from Europe for a few months?
Is that where that was?
Yes, it was in Iceland.
They're saying this article's from 5 days ago, saying that they're expecting it to blow again.
It ruined everything for a couple of months. I remember.
But they're saying this time,
any moment.
Yeah, this one here is going to be a huge natural disaster.
Oh my God! Last time there was 100,000 flights that were canceled.
Yep.
What do you mean there's going to be a huge national disaster?
That's what they're saying. Whatever this volcano, Hekla.
We could be looking at a major disaster when the next eruption begins if we are not careful.
Oh, Hekla. Hope they throw him out.
How can you be careful if this... How can you be careful if this is... You can't be careful if something's going to erupt.
Yeah, right. Just tiptoe. What they
Exactly. Not much you can do.
Yeah.
You live on an island.
Be very quiet. The volcano.
Piss off the volcano.
Oh, good Lord.
So is it going to ruin the whole country?
I doubt it.
I can't remember if last time it just spewed ash in the air.
It just hit the jet stream so that everybody flying to Europe couldn't get in or out.
Well, that must have made Trump happy.
Because that metallic stuff that's in the smoke.
Ziger Ross is great. Now people are defending the Ziger.
Okay, fine.
If that's how you pronounce it, Ziger Ross.
Ziger Ross.
Yeah, Iceland band plays inside a volcano. These people rule.
Well, they go in there and they probably go in there and take some hallucinogenics and talk to the elves and trolls and then just crank up some Ziger Ross inside the volcano and get naked, and that's a full Icelandic day.
I know why they believe in elves and trolls, because they're all so attractive that the idea of a short, ugly person is like a mythical creature to them.
You got to get there.
Yeah, they'll think I'm like a god. They'll all want to touch me and worship me.
It'll be like in the movies, right? When the native culture thinks someone that they can't really fully understand, then they immediately deify them. That would be you. You would be King Jim of Bjornland.
Yeah.
You and Flunda. Queen Flunda.
Oh boy, this guy's going to tell us why Scandinavian women are hot. We have eyes, sir. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, it goes back to the Viking years where those guys were raping and pillaging all of Europe, and they took the best-looking women for like 1,000 years, brought them back home, and, the rest is breeding.
There you go.
Oh, all right. That's an actual good answer.
Makes sense.
Yeah. That's a nice answer there.
I accept that.
Yeah, we will
And I will tell you, I went to Iceland. It's great. Jimmy should go. It's a great vacation. It's fantastic. The people are friendly.
Only Jimmy should go to great places.
That's right.
Only Jimmy should go to great places.
We can't have fun.
Me and Vic can't go to great places.
I've been trying to get booked overseas, dude. I can't get. It's just not working. I'm very frustrated.
I thought you were doing a little something.
Supposed to do England and Australia.
Yeah.
What's not working?
No, it's going to happen. I just don't know when. I'm very annoyed.
Okay.
I got some English hookups I can put you in contact with.
Yeah, I would love to go do it.
Let's. Thank you, sir. Let's go to Rob in Connecticut. Rob, go ahead.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
I don't know where I saw this article, but I swear to God, Google it. This is for Jimmy. There's a penis museum in Reykjavik.
This is for Jimmy. See, that one I accept.
Sure.
Thank you for
excluding.
Yeah,
leaving you out
for
of that
not
one.
saying this one's for you, Ope. Thank you. See, now that one makes sense to me.
There it is.
Let me see the penis museum. Welcome to the Icelandic
Museum of the
Phallological Museum. It's a whole bunch of penises, I guess, huh?
Of all kinds and shapes and sizes and animals and people.
The gift shop is awful.
Yeah, the whole museum looks awful. There's not much to it, right?
I think they're actually like frozen specimens from ex-husbands.
What the fuck is that? Will you tweet that out for the people?
That's wonderful.
Probably like an elephant or a whale dick.
Something like that. Exactly.
What is it? They don't even explain what it is. We're looking at a giant brown, long, obviously penis hanging off the wall.
Oh, that joker's big.
It's giant. It's as big as your leg.
See, that's
your
just
entire leg.
That's just a wood carving. Yeah, I don't know what that is. That's what we were
talking about. It is a wood
about.
carving. You are right.
Imagine getting caught stealing that from Oh, pack off.
Instead of grabbing a Pablo Picasso, you're grabbing the big, giant
wooden dick.
Wooden penis. We're looking at the penis museum. It looks really stupid, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it looks like a tourist trap.
It looks dumb as all hell. It's no muter museum. Mutter?
Muter.
Philly? Muter? You went there, right, Jimmy?
Yes, I did.
That was fantastic.
I had a weird shirt from the Muter Museum.
Yeah, if you go to Philly, you got to check out the Muter Museum.
What is that?
It's
just a regular
oddities.
museum?
One of these
Oh,
oddities.
Okay.
Medical oddities.
Oh, wow.
It's been many years now, so I'm trying to remember all the shit we saw, but it was worth it. It feels like it's in just someone's house.
Okay.
I remember that.
That's cool.
But it was like some kind of almost like I don't know, like a townhouse or something.
Yeah, it was. Didn't they have like bodies and fucking like a skin peeling? It was just a weird place.
It was like it almost felt like it was just in like a row home.
And you bought a T-shirt.
I certainly did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wear it anymore. I think I threw it out.
Great place to have a T-shirt from.
Finally had it with the Muter Museum T-shirt.
I think I was wearing that in Jim Norton's Cribs.
Really?
Yeah, that we did in 2001 or
no kidding.
Yeah.
All right, sir. Thank you. I think we're done with Iceland.
Yeah, take it easy.
Good Lord.
Later.
That was
Bye.
weird. But, I think everyone's going to be watching the next game.
It's them against France. France is much better than England, though. France is much better than England. So, I don't know. But hell, after yesterday, anything can happen.
Yeah. When do they play tonight?
No. They're playing Saturday, I think. The next game is Thursday, and that's Belgium and Portugal, maybe. I don't know. The next game's Thursday. It's just one game a day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's the next four.
Well, these guys got to rest, too. Holy fuck. That's a lot of running around.
Yeah. So, look at that hot tub. There you go, Jimmy.
I would hate that.
There's too many people in that hot
A lot
tub.
of kids.
Yeah, fucking ugly women and kids.
That's
Yuck.
awful, right?
Yeah.
Throw a toaster in there. Hold this.
It's your idea of a good hot tub party.
Exactly. Oh, he's bringing us again.
We got a Seattle man arrested for trying to scan his penis at a grocery store self-checkout. That's just a crazy person. That's
curious how much it's worth.
Exactly. Getting some bids. Trying to figure out if it's on sale.
I'd love to see how much I can get for my prick.
For your prick. Here it is. Seattle man arrested for trying to scan penis in grocery store self-checkout. Is this the 7 inches or less line? Get it? God. A Seattle man is accused of indecent exposure after he allegedly tried to scan his penis at a grocery store. Christian Fisher strolled into a quality food center on Wednesday evening and ended up at the self-checkout, according to the Smoking Gun. After placing his penis on the scanner, the 31-year-old called over a female employee who understandably reacted in shock.
God,
My God.
What a jerk-off he is.
What an idiot. Yeah, he was hoping to get her reaction. That's probably his thing.
But then he was laughing.
Boys?
Yeah.
All the while, Fisher was laughing and did not make any attempts to stow away his blatantly exposed genitalia. What's this about? Was he just being an idiot, or is it his thing?
He's an asshole, because afterwards he left the store before authorities arrived, but then he later returned and got aggressive as staff escorted him out. This is another fucking mental patient.
The suspect fled once again, but officers later found him sleeping down the street. When cops collared him, he shouted, "I didn't whip my cock out."
Hey, we're looking for somebody. I didn't whack my dick out. Wasn't me.
Yeah, how many times I've had to yell that?
Yep. Daily.
Yeah.
He's just a jerk off.
Yeah.
He's been arrested 4 times this month for burglary, assault, and obstruction. So he's just a fucking dick.
Burden.
He's just a burden. Yeah, we can go with that.
Fun.
Have you ever been somewhere and seen somebody pull their dick? I mean, I know it's New York City, and we all have.
Sure, on a date with a girl.
Well, I mean,
take away the New York City homeless factor and think about like anywhere else out in America somewhere. Have you ever been on vacation?
I've seen homeless guys jerking off, just peeing on the side of the
Here in New
street,
York City.
wiping their
Sure,
asses.
yeah,
I've seen all of that,
Right.
but besides the homeless factor, I don't know.
Yeah,
Why, you got one?
No, I was just trying to think if I've ever.
It's always homeless dudes
catching someone, right?
Every once in a while, you'll come across a homeless guy just jerking off on a park bench.
Yep.
Or or just wiping their ass on the corner.
That's a very standard New York City.
You've seen all that.
If you live here for a year, you will see at least 5 of those in the first year you live here.
Yeah, I saw a guy. I was walking by Penn Station, and he's sitting in a wheelchair. I realized he was just in the middle of rush hour. He was trying to do it behind like a mailbox.
Just pulling his pud.
No, he was pissing into a plastic container.
Okay.
I'm like, what else are you supposed to do? He's in a wheelchair. He can't just...
Right.
So I
that's understandable.
I screamed him and shook him angrily. Made him spill urine on himself.
And then poured the urine on his head to teach him a lesson, right?
No, I just shook him and it spilled in his lap. I'm like, that's what you get.
Yeah, Vic's question was a little weird because besides the homeless factor, no, but the homeless will give you some treats.
Yeah, oh yeah, but I'm saying or like a regular pervert, like somebody that wants to get caught jerking off outside. Have you ever, coming around a corner in Central Park and hey ho, okay,
no,
that kind of thing.
But I absolutely have seen a homeless guy. More than one, probably, over the years. All of a sudden, you'll just see one jerking off on a fucking park bench.
My one dude was shitting, and my mom was in town with me, and we're walking through the park, and she wanted to walk over to him and tell him to stop.
Oh, God.
I'm like, no, this way.
But the amazing thing about New York, you will see a homeless guy. He will crouch down and take a shit right on the corner.
Yep.
Busy road. We're talking Broadway. We're talking whatever. I'm just going to
39th Street.
I was going to name all the fucking popular streets, and no one will fucking look.
Yeah, you just keep moving.
They will just keep about their day. They don't even give it a second glance. That happens anywhere else. Everyone is stopping.
Oh God,
that out.
Yeah.
There will be a crowd. But not in New York.
That's why my mom was so appalled. She was like, is no one going to say anything about this? Look what's going on. Look what's going on. Look, I'm like, shut up. Exactly. Obviously, he's a nut. You're 7 at the time. You're 75 years old. What's the outcome of this? What's the best thing you think is going to happen here?
Why don't you tell her to just enjoy it?
I go, now you're having a moment. And she didn't like that answer either. No, she just, the little old church lady from Alabama came out in her and she actually thought, I'll just go there and help him. He didn't realize.
And they just throw him back on the street. Remember the story? I can't remember the details. The homeless guy, he was on the front page of the Post. What the fuck was he doing? This is going to be a deep pull for me. But he was on
just bumming it up.
He was on. There you go. He was on the front page of the Post. Really just being a complete and utter nuisance, this homeless guy. They handcuffed him, dragged him away. I believe he might have been naked. I'm trying to remember the exact details. But it's a route I take from time to time, and he's back on the fucking street. But I've seen him more than a few times. That guy, thank you.
There you go.
This guy is just back on the street. Here's the update on him. 20 years of cleaning up New York City, pissed away, cop zip pisser, urine cuffs. Yeah, so this is one of these guys that just whips out his dick and pees.
Yeah.
And he's on the front page. You'd think they're just going to take him away for good, but no, he's back out there. I have seen him a bunch of times since this came out.
Wow.
When did this article appear?
I'm trying to find out.
Yeah.
Last year.
So a year ago.
There you go.
Oh, no, I've seen him at least a half dozen times. He's back in his spot. Up there on Broadway.
That's where he lives.
80-something, I believe.
How is a homeless guy pissing the front page of the paper? How bad was the news that day that the New York Post said there's a man urinating in the street in New York City? That's front page news.
Hold the presses.
Well, this guy...
Political.
What's that?
It's political.
What do you mean?
Well, because this was during when de Blasio was going to, decriminalize, peeing in public and all this stuff. So, the Post is very anti-de Blasio.
You're right.
So.
And there he is.
Travis is right.
Travis on fire today.
I wish he was.
But they got a picture of the homeless guy actually peeing, and that was their front page. And 2 days in a row, they featured this guy. But a decent way of evaluating a newspaper's priorities is simply glancing at its front page, where editors typically place the stories they deem most important or newsworthy. So this is to Jimmy's point. Judging from the Saturday and Sunday edition of the New York Post, the most important and newsworthy event in New York City is the existence of a 49-year-old homeless man named John Tucker peeing. So I was just bringing him up. There it is. I nailed it too. 83rd and 84th Street. You'll see this guy on Broadway. He's out there. Still being a nuisance. He'll yell and scream at you. Don't fucking approach that one. I know which ones that you could sort of check out and approach, and he's one you don't want to approach ever.
I came out of the park yesterday, and the guy's rolling along with his grocery cart and everything, and he was just, and he followed me. He was right behind me for a couple of blocks, and he was just repeating what seemed to be, no kidding, some really cool marinara pasta recipe, and he just kept saying the ingredients, and he was going, the fresh garlic and the olive oil, and then you put the basil in, and then I'd get a little bit ahead of him and I'd have to stop for the light, and then I'd hear him rolling up behind me, and he was still like, and then the rigatoni. He was just repeating over and over and over.
This sounds like a delicious accident.
It really was. It really, really was.
Paul, you got one, you said?
I saw one take a piss between the subway cars, and then he came back on and lit a cigarette.
How fast was he running?
It was Flash Gordon. But he just went in between the subway cars.
Yeah, while we were moving.
Yeah, but that makes sense. There's no
He
bathrooms.
excused himself. He stepped out on the platform to pee between cars.
But sometimes you got to go. What are you supposed to do?
And he came back in and lit up.
What are you supposed to do in that case? At least he didn't do it in front of everybody.
True. Yeah. Old school New York, they just pissed right there in the subway.
Yeah, I was going to say, Paul's new to the city. Wait until you actually see them peeing in the car.
Right. Because they don't.
I haven't seen that.
Really?
No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
I've seen like Dixie cups of urine in the morning just sitting in the train.
That's not a lot.
That's a teeny urine sample.
Yeah, that's a tiny bladder. If you're going to pee, fill up that Gatorade bottle. What are you talking about?
That's what I've always seen. Is
course.
the rolling Gator, and then it's rolling, the bottle of rolling piss is just rolling through the train car the whole time.
I like to touch it with my bare feet.
I was in traffic coming home Sunday, and we were at like 5 miles an hour, so I was just checking out the shit on the side of the road. Oh, that is a wonderful thing to do when you're in traffic. And the one thing I saw more than anything was the bottle filled with pee.
Sure, the family.
Just a dark, yellowy, orangey, brown, almost looks like iced tea, but you know it wasn't.
People throw it out the window. And
throw it out the window, and it's on the side. You will see a lot of those. A lot.
I didn't. My family on vacations would just make us pull over and run down and piss on the side of the road.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But a lot of my friends had the mom that kept the empty bottles around and because they wanted to keep rolling, and they'd make them piss in the car. And I always thought that was so goddamn odd. You know, just stop and let me take a piss. Don't let me try to put my little 9-year-old dick in the end of a bottle and pee in it.
Yeah, we would all just line up and just pee into the edge of the woods on the side of a highway.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I know. I always thought the first time I heard that, I was on a vacation with some friends, and he's like, "Oh, my mom doesn't stop. She just brings the piss bottles." And I'm like, "The piss bottles? What are you talking about?"
That's not an easy thing to do. I've done it.
You're moving. It's just so.
But you got to really like scoot forward in your seat, and then you got to bend your. It doesn't come out right.
No, it's not good. It's not good at all.
You don't have the proper angle.
No, I used to piss all the time in bottles because I was riding around looking at hookers. So I'd have a cup with me, a giant cup. And I would piss into it, and then I would just dump it out the window, fill it up again, dump it out the window, and then because you couldn't be getting out in that area and pissing, right? If a cop went by, you'd be in trouble.
Wow.
An big empty plastic cup from the Comedy Cellar.
But then you have to kind of... Oh, really?
Yeah, I think a big plastic cup.
Then you have to kind of scoot all the way forward and sort of get your body up a little bit.
No, I would go to the left. Actually, I'd park.
Oh, that's totally different. I'm talking when you're still... Because you're in traffic and you got to keep moving forward. That makes it tough.
No, I would stop and actually lean to my left.
Yeah, all that makes sense.
Sure. Prop my foot against that little thing and straight up push. Oh.
Right. What, Paul?
I shit in a donut box once on the way back from a track meet.
That's what Paul's sharing with us.
Yeah, what a creep.
Why would you do that?
I just wanted to get home.
You shat in a donut box?
Yeah. And I just threw it on the side of the road.
Didn't Eric shit on the side of the road?
He should.
I don't know if I'm remembering that right, but I could have sworn he told a story about like having to pull over on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And like using one of the passenger doors as cover.
I think, yes, Kenny had to do that once too. So wait, where did you, you shit in a box, but where were you when you shit in the box?
Well, it was my dad's van. He was driving back from the track meet and all the seats were out. So I just squatted in the back.
Why wouldn't your dad stop for you?
I wanted to get home.
Why did you want to get home?
For what? What was home?
It was a track meet. It was one of those long day track meets. I just wanted to get home.
And your dad didn't say, "Hang on, son, let me find you a restaurant."
No, it was fine. He wanted to go home too.
Your dad
shit in that box.
Yeah, your dad's twisted. That's fucked up.
Fucking weird.
It was high school.
It explains a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah. He just quietly shat in a box while his father drove a windowless van.
Krispy Kreme or Dunkin'?
Dunkin'.
That's 5 minutes.
That's what I'm saying.
That's pulling off to the side of the road and finding a fucking tree at that point. If you're going to shit like that, if you're going to shit like an animal, you might as well do it behind a tree.
Oh, no, son.
Not in a donut box. It's creepy. That is a bit creepy.
I don't know what kind of dad would agree to that.
That's right. That's what it's just, good God.
I'd say
you're like 17. You're like 15, 16, 17.
15, 16.
See, that's creepy. Just wrong.
A big boy duty in a box.
You know, it's got to be mentioned. Pat Summitt died.
Yeah, that's true. I see the footage. They said she wasn't doing well a couple of days ago. The family.
She got the Alzheimer's.
Yep, the dementia and all this crazy.
She died at 64. She was the winningest coach in all of Division I basketball.
Yeah,
never heard of her.
She
women's coach at Tennessee.
She played for Tennessee too, right?
Yeah.
And she won 2 titles, I believe. When she was a player.
Yeah.
And then she became their coach, I think, when she was 22 years old.
24, I think.
24? Okay.
24 titles at Tennessee as the coach, but she won as a player as well.
She won 8 national titles.
8 national titles, and then a couple as a player. And then she coached the Olympic team a couple of years after she was playing on it. Or something, yeah.
I didn't give a fuck about women's basketball, but everyone knew, not everyone, but Pat Summitt was just something.
64 Alzheimer's is not that old.
No, she got, I guess she got the aggressive one. I believe there's an aggressive one that really, comes on and takes you out fast.
There was either a documentary or a book or something. I remember when they got up to about the 5th title, that's when I remember there was a big press push and she did her, that's one of the first things, like 60 Minutes profiled her.
Right.
One of the things that really brought her out in the spotlight.
Her face would always pop up, even though I wasn't into the sport. But she was beloved big time, especially in Tennessee.
Yeah, she's the face of college basketball for women, practically. Now the UConn women's team now is the bright star in that world. But this is the lady that put it all on the map back. She was a beast back in the day. Yeah, for sure.
A lot of people are very bummed out by that news this morning.
She was pregnant with her son, and her water broke, and they wanted to land and have the baby have emergency birth, and she said, no, I want him to be born in Tennessee. I want him to be born in Tennessee.
Get me to Tennessee.
Well, that's kind of shitty. She's risking her kid's life just so he's born in Tennessee.
That's so he could sing Rocky Top.
That's a little stupid. That's a dumb story.
You don't like that story?
No, it stinks. Not romantic. You got a kid trying to fall out of your box, and you're like, stay in there until we land.
I remember one of the profiles on her, though, like her dad is like the old mean Southern man, and he just wants his daughter to like wear dresses and be pretty, and probably always questioned her sexuality, like mean, never loved her, did the whole thing, and then finally by the end of it, he kind of came around. But he just, with all of her accomplishments and everything great she ever did, he was still kind of like, women should be, in the house, and if you coach, there's no such thing as women's basketball. And
that's like probably what motivated her.
I'm sure, he was a hard-ass
dude. I'm sure that's
dude.
Where her motivation came from. Like, I'll show you, Pops.
I know there was a whole, you could tell that in the profile that there was a ton of that going on in their world.
Where is, I want to see him. I want to see the old codger.
The old mean man. I don't know if he'll find him. There's the son, though, but she swore that she would be loving and kind with her son and not be like the old mean Southern.
Was she married? I don't know much about her personal life. I know she had that one kid that wanted it born in Tennessee.
Right.
What are you laughing at? What happened? What did I miss?
Richard Head. No wonder he was cranky.
More about Richard Head.
That's really his name?
Yeah, her father's name was Richard Head.
His name was Dickhead? I've said it over the years. The name always fits the story. Her father's name was Dickhead.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, God, is that great.
I want to see what he looks like. Pat Summitt.
That is really amazing. That's a good little fact we pulled out of that one.
There he is. Yeah, he looks like a dick.
Which one?
Oh, come on.
No, that's him right there in the front.
Oh, he looks like an asshole.
He just looks like an asshole.
Yes,
he looks like an asshole.
Mean. You can see the meanness in it. Got the one eye squint mean going on.
Right. But,
I would hate to have a mean dad.
Yeah, that would suck, right?
That would suck.
It's not cool.
But she was a legend, so there you go. Pat Summitt, age
64.
64.
See, there he is. You can tell how. Look at him right there. That's a perfect. That's who I was seeing in the profile.
And he must be coming from the store.
He's riding home
with a kid on his lap. You think he got that from a store? Holy fuck!
He looks cranky as shit.
Yeah. All right, with that, why don't we take a break? Jimmy's leaving a little early today.
Yeah, I'm leaving like 9:30. I'm shooting something, and then the UFC podcast is out today. I don't know what time. We talked to Mike Judge and Daniel Cormier.
You are getting the guests that we can't get.
What?
We've never had Mike Judge, I don't think, right?
Oh, he called in yesterday.
Did we have him a long time ago? I feel like we never took. Good for you is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I've been here.
Was he cool?
Yeah, he's very nice.
Is he an MMA fan?
Yeah, he did some animation for UFC 200 with Cormier and Jones.
Wow. And you talked to Cormier again, right?
Yeah, he was great. He's on the phone.
I love Cormier. I want him to beat John Jones. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I love Jones too, though. It's hard to say, man. I really enjoy John Jones a lot.
Well, you got to respect John Jones. He's unbelievable, but Cormier was just so cool when he came in here that I always push for the guys that are so cool on our show.
Why not?
There's something about that.
I would be swayed by kindness.
You're right.
Absolutely, every single time.
Jones was nice to us, though.
Yeah,
I don't know about mean, but if one of them seems a little more cooler than the other,
Cormier was beyond cool in here.
There you go.
He was wonderful. He was a lot of fun to talk to, and you enjoy it
very much. Yeah.
So they go to iTunes and all the usual places for the
UFC.com
and UFC.com for Jim Norton and Matt Serra's UFC podcast. It's called Unfiltered. Very good. We got to get Matt back on this side.
Yeah, he's a great dude, man. A really easygoing, funny guy.
Right on. I got to say, we put up the video of Jimmy doing Bill Clinton yesterday. Holy fuck, was that funny.
I was still laughing all through the Iceland game. I was still there. You know, every time I had an exhale, I would just see you going, did he sign something? And the accent was just the perfect.
Right.
It was so fucking good. So fucking good.
Thank you.
No, but it was hilarious.
The video's really good. We tweeted it out on all our accounts. Opie Radio on Twitter, Jim Norton on Twitter, Vic Henley on Twitter.
Vic Henley. I told my girlfriend, I'm like, go look at this. I was in tears yesterday when he was doing this, and then she told me later on, she goes, that was funny as shit.
Really fucking funny. And JimNorton.com for his dates.
Yeah, I'm home for a while. I go out in a couple weeks.
All right.
Edmond and Fargo. And Minneapolis.
Right on. And Vic Henley's got...
I got Nantucket Comedy Festival and Comedy Off-Broadway in Lexington, Kentucky the first week of August.
Very cool.
All right, man.
We'll be back. I like this song. I was trying to figure it out, though.
Is it Lumineers?
This is of Monsters and Men. They're from Iceland.
Right, okay.
Really?
I figured there was an Iceland connection here.
It sounds like the Lumineers.
This is a great song. I know this one.
Yeah, I know this song totally.
This is on the Spectrum. Real nice.
No, I've always liked this one, yeah.
Got Vic Henley, got Jim Norton. And we got a man arrested for hiding under cars to touch women's feet. Jimmy loves feet.
I was about to.
I do,
I was going to steer it that way.
Not that. I don't like them like that. Not under a car.
Not under a car.
Maybe he had a fetish for oil stains.
On his back.
Oh, he's a handsome guy, though. Surprising. He looks like a piece of fruit with a wig on.
Man arrested for hiding under cars. Go back to that headline. Is there more to it? All right. To touch women's feet claims, I was hiding under the vehicle simply for the visual.
He just wanted to look at the feet down on their level.
He was looking for some foot action. A Nebraska man was arrested last week after repeatedly hiding under women's cars and touching their feet. He had to touch.
See?
He had a good thing going.
He could just sit there quietly.
I'm thinking he had a good thing going, but then he couldn't help himself. He had to touch the feet. But he was under their cars. That's the only way you're going to touch their feet. So the whole thing's weird, obviously.
As she went to get in the car, she felt a hand grab her ankle.
Oh, boy.
Every woman's dream.
Yeah,
right
you got to arrest that guy.
Oh, sure.
Before that, you're just being a silly goose. But then you're grabbing the foot. Oh, boy.
No touching.
You got to go away. We're going to lock you up and figure this shit out. Jesse Johnson of Lincoln.
And Jim's right. He looks real happy, and he's a good-looking fella. I'm sure his parents.
As she went into the car, like Vic said, she felt a hand grab her ankle. I was hiding under the vehicle simply for the visual, he said after his arrest, claiming he only looked and never touched her feet. She shrieked in terror as the strange man rolled out from under the car before fleeing on foot. This is the third foot-touching incident Johnson has been accused of this year. He can't help himself. This sucks. He's got it in his brain. It's eating away at him.
He's just got to not do it.
Earlier this month, he was ticketed for trying to touch her leg in an apartment parking lot. That was just 2 days after he was released for a short stint in jail for a similar incident outside of Walmart in March. Last year, he was fined $150 for his PV parking lot prowling after an incident at a TJ Maxx. Now prosecutors are asking for jail time. I just have this weird addiction and odd behavior, he said. I don't know why.
Hey, let me ask you, is it the same woman or a different woman?
It sounded like the same woman. I heard that too in there.
Now, when you were reading that, I think they've got PV in there, but I think they meant pervy. There's a typo.
Yeah.
It's got to be a pervy.
Yeah. Maybe he was getting peevy, though. Maybe he was getting...
Yes.
I mean, come on.
It's a television station devoted to urine.
PV. Seriously.
Yep.
I was getting peevy, and my dad wouldn't fucking stop on the way home from a track meet.
So I had to shit in a donut box.
Right. Yeah, pervy, of course.
Wow.
But it looks like one of the victims, he touched her twice, it looks like.
That's what it seems. That's what it's reading like.
But he understands. He's like, I got this addiction. He doesn't, I don't think he wants to live like that.
Yeah. He's just me with courage.
You with courage. Would you touch a stranger's feet?
Never.
If it was completely legal.
Sure.
Do you get the urge to?
No, never get the urge to touch. I mean, I've seen a few asses. I'm like, God, that would feel good.
Right.
But I'm just too conscious of the penalties. You're going to get arrested. Plus, it's creepy to do to someone.
I don't get the foot fetish. I just don't get it.
I saw a bartender friend of mine in a restaurant once, and she had on this midriff top, and I could see, and I knew her from going to the bar all the time, but her back was to me, and I still.
Did you punch her in the stomach?
Yeah. How'd you know? How'd you know? I went over to her though, and I sort of tickled her back, and she turned. I almost got an elbow to the fucking face. Because I thought I'd touch her skin, you know, because I figured she'd turn around and see it was me and not get mad. And she just knew that it was a crowded fucking restaurant and somebody was tickling her from behind, and that's not cool.
Did she get mad when she saw it?
Yeah, even though she knew what it was doing, she goes, that fucking sucks, Vic. That's bullshit. She started cussing me. And I'm like, I thought we were friends. I've known you for 5 years. Good Lord, it's just me. I just thought, I've never seen you dressed up away from the bar before. I was just trying to give you a little, I wasn't sorry. Yeah, that was my one.
She reacted a little shitty, though. Once she knew it was her friend.
Yeah, she was pissed off.
You're a fucker?
No.
She stinks.
I'm just happy to learn that Vic is a tickle creep.
Yeah,
I was a tickle. That particular day, that's
Vic's a creeper.
I learned my lesson.
There's a documentary I was reading about yesterday about tickling. It's called Tickled, and it's getting like quite the buzz, but I can't find it anywhere. It's not on Netflix. Where do I go to find a movie like Tickled? I don't think it's in theaters, but a couple magazines I was reading yesterday, both magazines had something on this damn thing.
It is in theaters right now.
It is in theaters.
Is it about tickling fetish?
Yeah.
But it goes a lot deeper than that.
It's getting like really
you heard about it too, Travis?
There it is.
A lot of
says 4 stars, 5 stars.
A lot of people talk about this. I was just turned on to it yesterday. You're going to love it. What begins as a profile of a quirky subculture becomes an online mystery, horror, thriller, in which the boogeyman is everywhere. Tickled. It's not what you think. Is this the trailer? Let's look at the trailer. I didn't know it was in theaters. I'm gonna have to go find this thing.
I can't say I've ever interviewed anyone that looks like you before.
Really?
I've made a career out of looking at the weird and bizarre side of life.
It's quite a kick.
So when I discovered a strange video online, I knew I'd found my next story.
CET, competitive endurance tickling group we got here.
Competitive endurance tickling. It was one of the strangest sports I'd seen. So I told Jane O'Brien Media I'd like to do an interview. Instead of getting a yes or no, I got this.
Association with a homosexual journalist is not something we will embrace. Shame on you. Little gay Kiwis. Regards, Jane O'Brien Media.
It was hard to take the insult seriously, considering the sport did seem slightly gay.
Must-see documentary.
This tickling wormhole was getting deeper.
I mean, obviously, it's just for fun. Is it just for fun? It's tickling. You know, I was young at the time, didn't think nothing of it. And I was like, $2,000, that's going to be cool.
I mean, imagine being a teenage boy. She would just keep sending them whatever they wanted.
She offered my one buddy a Chevy Cruze and $30,000. The money's endless.
This tickling empire is way bigger than we ever imagined.
They have tickle cells all over the U.S. They're everywhere.
And at some point, these boys say, I'm done. The thing that she hates the most was no. It was like a bomb went off.
Your phone number and your personal information are entirely known and subject to publication on the internet.
All hell broke loose.
All of a sudden, these videos are on YouTube, Vimeo, and every other site you could imagine.
Sending emails to the high school that I coach at.
What do you think your mother's going to think about this?
We're shooting a documentary.
I understand what you think you're doing.
If you want to stick your head in the blast first, do it.
Jane O'Brien's a ghost.
Okay, let's go. I'm breathing heavily.
Yes,
We could hear laughter coming out of the vents.
We've been spotted.
No one is laughing. By the end of this movie, they said,
Oh my God. Oh my God.
yeah, I gotta go check this out.
Wow, that looks fabulous.
You know what the tagline for that should be? Coochie fucking coo.
I like that.
That looks good.
Looks really good.
Coochie fuck.
He was going for one of these dumb, not, human interest stories, and then realized, wow, there's way more to this than I realized. And then they started harassing him and bullying him. That's what I was reading about. And it gets very deep and dark. It's called Tickled. Just literally read about this yesterday.
It said June 17th is when it came out. So
June 17th.
Been out a week. Been out a week.
Now I got to find a theater and go see Tickled.
That's a big fetish. I don't get that one at all. Being tickled, especially by men. I wish I enjoy. I hate being tickled.
Oh, yeah, it's the worst.
Can you hold it in ever? Are you one of those? Will you giggle every time? I can shut mine down.
I do this. Ah!
Yeah,
it's not a giggle.
Alone.
It's a noise of rage.
You'll actually laugh?
I can
be bothered.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I can do either. It depends on my mood. If I don't like it, I can just not laugh at all and go, "You're annoying me. Stop this."
But they're talking about competitive tickle leagues. What does that mean?
And they were handcuffed to those tables.
And how do you win that competition?
Whoever can not pee themselves first or something. I guess I have no idea. Maybe maybe there's a time limit on before somebody starts giggling. I have no idea. Zip.
You know what? Note to self: stop tickling your fucking kids.
Nah, you got to tickle your kids.
I'm done.
You got to tickle your kids.
I'm done.
Kids like to be tickled.
I'm done. It's my thing. I don't want to be the one that turns my kids onto their fetish. I'm serious.
That makes sense. No,
you tickle a little too much, then next thing you know, the brain gets rewired, and then now they're older people getting tickled in some strange location.
And they have to have it, right.
You're not getting your fetish from me. I'm done tickling. Yes, E-Rock.
There's only one theater in Manhattan showing it.
Where?
Sunshine Cinema down on Houston.
Well, Sunshine sounds happy.
Oh, Sunshine Theater.
Perfect place for
That's
tickles.
the place, they go a bit artsy over there.
That's why I went to the Seinfeld documentary premiere years ago. I think it was the Sunshine. It is Houston, he said.
Yeah, East Houston.
I went and saw the Aristocrats at that theater, I believe. At the Sun.
Well, now you're going to go see Tickled.
Well,
probably.
Both those movies.
You want to go,
profile.
Vic?
I'd love to go see this.
Let's go see Tickled.
Absolutely.
Jimmy, you want to go see Tickled?
Sit next to each other.
I certainly don't. I will see it, though.
I think we go see Tickled. Maybe we go today.
It's on iTunes.
Can you go today, Vic?
I can. I think so. I have nothing to do.
We'll figure it out.
A couple of men going to see Tickled.
No, that's not good.
That's good.
No, that's not good. No.
Wandering fingers, knowing glances.
No, you're right.
I'm not a fan of the safe seat, by the way. I like sitting right next to
I do too.
You do?
I do. I don't like the safe seat. I agree with you.
I like the safe row.
If I'm by myself, sure, but
really,
I don't mind. I've never. There we go. Here we go.
So you don't go with the safe seat?
Never. I've never. My friends and I, all through even growing up in high school, we never cared about that.
I'm starting to think we're going to become friends.
Maybe so.
I hate going to a movie and then everyone has the fucking safe seat.
I don't do that.
You got
That's
three
stupid.
guys and you're taking up a whole fucking row. I like sitting right next to the
That's
dude.
exactly stupid.
Hi, Ron Bennington.
Right there in jerking distance, right? If anything comes up.
Well, I mean, that was the obvious joke that we were trying to avoid, sir. But
You guys cuddle up together at the movies, do you?
A little cuddling. We could go for the two-seaters.
Sure.
I like space. I like one space.
No, I don't like that. I don't like the buffer seat.
I even like to have that seat between me and a chick. I just like to spread my shit out a little bit, you know?
Right.
Put your jackets.
Put my jackets down, put my feet up, get ready for heckling. I just yell shit the whole time I'm at the movies. I'm just yelling shit the whole time. I only go to the movies on 42nd Street. I don't know about you guys.
That's perfect.
But I enjoy the yelling. You know?
Every once in a while there's one that's really good and you go, all right, I got to give you that one. I had to see the...
My favorite of all time, I heard someone yell, now you fucked up, bitch. And the whole place, we just laughed and laughed.
I saw The Conjuring 2 recently, and after one of these ridiculous scenes, this guy just goes, we're going to church on Sunday. And he meant it. He wasn't even trying to heckle.
Sure.
And the whole fucking theater, I think everyone needed a laugh at that point. Everyone just fucking went with it for a quick couple seconds.
How did it stack up against Conjuring 1?
Never saw Conjuring 1.
And that was very scary.
Yeah, and you were able to see 2?
Yeah. There were jokes in it. I actually enjoyed Conjuring 2 way more than I thought I would. I don't really dig horror movies. I'm
not a horror movie guy either.
I don't know why you want to. Yeah, I don't know why you'd want to put yourself through some of that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I did the Halloween back in the 80s. That's about it for me. I did one.
Oh, Halloween was
terrifying.
Donald Pleasance is unfollowable.
Yes, yes, he is.
Terrifying because it just felt like your neighborhood, those streets,
right? And you'd never
with the leaves,
and you'd never seen the guy keep coming back before. The guy that was the first one where he kept popping back up after you killed him.
But I absolutely enjoyed the Conjuring 2. But I don't know if I'll go see the first one now.
It's very scary.
Rent it or whatever.
It frightened me a lot.
Yeah.
I like being frightened.
You do?
I certainly do.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just something.
To feel something?
Feeling something, sure.
Well, you should watch horror movies on a roller coaster. Just just have the full feeling.
What a great idea!
That's what I just thought. That's exactly what I thought.
Why are we doing this?
I'm so glad you're here today, Rob.
Yeah.
Suddenly things just got a lot better.
Why the fuck wouldn't you do that? Oh, that would be wonderful.
Are you very nervous on roller coasters? I don't like feeling that. That type of fear I don't like. I don't like feeling physical distress. I just like feeling like afraid
mental
of a monster of some sort.
Yeah.
We got Stuntbrain on the line. He's saying that Tickled movie's bullshit.
Maybe it is.
Because he looked into it. Let's.
Is it a movie?
Are we being catfished?
Maybe, because we looked into this. I looked into it specifically in May, and tried to reach out to both the documentary filmmaker and the woman involved, Jane. What's her name? Yeah. Nobody would return calls, and the more you dug, the less you found. So I think this is probably like a Borat type situation where a guy created a whole thing. It's clever, it certainly looks interesting, but I don't think it's real.
Really?
Oh boy. That's good. That's the last thing we need is a scandal in the tickling community.
After the last one.
Yeah, it's one of the last.
Yeah. We're barely over that
we
now.
Hardly thought we'd be able to bounce back after the last one.
The Hollywood Reporter. What's the headline there, Iraq? Is Tickled poised to be the next catfish? Holy fuck. There you go, Stuntbrain. They got an article on the whole thing already.
Yeah, we were there a month ago. Actually, early May. So I like the idea. It seemed clever enough, but it just never panned out. And that the woman, Jane, had an office in Midtown and would never answer the door, would never answer the phone. So I think it's just...
you think Jane doesn't exist?
I don't think so. Maybe in his mind.
Maybe they just don't want you snooping around.
That could be.
Stuntbrain, you and the Blaze.
And they've tricked Magnolia Pictures and HBO, which would be a wonderful con.
Well, I don't know if they tricked. Maybe they're all partners on it.
Okay.
Not if HBO documentary is doing it.
It said Magnolia. They saw it at Sundance, and Magnolia picked it up as the distributor.
Oh.
Yeah. It's partner with HBO documentary.
HBO documentaries have a pretty reputation.
Yes, they do all right. Huh. What do you think of what do you think about Elizabeth Warren now that we got you on the phone?
What a brilliant move to get her out there, because she can say everything Hillary wants to say about Trump, and in an even more shrill voice.
Right.
Well, the reason why Hillary can't say anything about Trump is because of that thick tongue. That's the only holdback she has. But in the middle of that, I think there's something happening.
Does she have a thick tongue? I've never noticed it. You meant it.
It's like an orca tongue. It's like a pick of bubblicious. It's a big, thick, pink tongue.
Elizabeth Warren gave Trump a beating yesterday, talking about him and his goofy hat. You don't come back from that.
Yeah.
When someone calls your hat goofy.
Yeah. But then Trump unleashes Scott Brown on her.
Right, saying she's not a Native American. She's trying to say she's 130...
Oh, God.
132nd.
Pequot or something fucking weird.
My God.
Iroquois.
And so now they're saying, all right, why don't you take a DNA test and prove that?
Well, she used it, allegedly, to get into school, to get into Harvard and Yale.
Oh, really?
Soul Man. Yeah, she went for Soul Man.
Yeah, she did a little Soul Man action.
Yeah. But she didn't paint her face. She just predicted the weather.
That's another movie you can't make today. You cannot make Soul Man.
I'm not sure if they could even made it back then.
Good Lord.
Great movie.
Thomas Howell.
Soul Man.
Thomas Howell.
Yeah.
Pony Boy.
You think we're looking
Boy Curtis?
Oh, right.
Boy, did he not do what they thought he would do after that movie.
No.
They all went on to big things, except Patrick Swayze.
Well, some people want to take the Stephen Baldwin route. It's up to them, but I like to see people, like, you go on their IMDb and you see 30 movies you've never heard of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you go to Michael Madsen, he put out 50 movies that I don't even think I could say if I wanted to.
But the beauty of Michael Madsen, he came in here and explained all those movies to us and why he made them.
How much? How much does he get?
Everyone.
No, he said, I had a mortgage, I had an ex-wife, I had child support, I had gambling debts.
But where do
Maybe
they
some of
play?
these I'm making up. But
These aren't even on cable.
No, but he admitted, he's like, if I was doing well, I would have never made this movie or that one, but I owed cash.
Sure.
He was the first guy to admit that they take some of these movies because they got problems in their personal life.
I don't know. Bruce Willis probably would admit the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember Robin Williams back in the day. He ended up in Club Paradise for that reason. I think he sort of
needed some
admitted
money.
back then. He just said he did it for the cash.
Did you see the size of his house? You know what I mean? He has his house was gigantic, and you're like, it's just you and your chick living there.
Yeah.
It's like being in a hotel by yourself.
Right.
It's like living in The Shining.
Yeah, you downsize at that point, right?
At any point.
I would assume it would be a little lonely going into all the empty rooms.
What are you going to do? Oh, there's 100 bedrooms. And I'll go, it looks like the old XM studios in D.C. Man, I was just down there like a week or two ago.
I don't want to see it.
Dude, it's amazing.
Really?
It's still sitting the same as when you were there. There's 60 studios side by side. Nobody was rocking.
Nobody's in them.
Nobody's in them.
Empty, huh?
Wow. Their facility down there.
Unbelievable.
Maybe this is a little too inside. It's an old warehouse. Wasn't it a paper mill or something? And it was gorgeous. I used to love going down there.
It's just sitting there empty.
They had a big rat problem, though, because of the way the floors were set up. In between, like, that buffer floor, there was a big rat problem there.
Well, we never saw the rats, so who cares, right?
I think Wiki's got most of them. That's been his job the last 10 years. Just going around.
Rat catcher. The rat catcher.
You got a big bag of them.
Got another bag full, boss.
Big bag of rats. What are we going to do with these?
The dumpster.
But you remember that whole floor where Hila was? That thing is just sitting there. I mean, it's gigantic.
Are there empty offices and stuff?
Yeah. We could put 10 of this place in there.
I think they're trying to move a whole bunch of people down there. The music people.
Are they
especially.
really?
Yeah, because
rent's so expensive here.
They have no space here. We're on top of each other. Down there, it was really roomy and nice. Remember the cafeteria?
Yeah, it's still there. There's chefs there still.
You felt like you were in high school. Everyone had their tables.
That's
and
wild.
Yeah.
But that whole area is just built up with hotels, and I mean,
really?
It's shining now. I couldn't believe it.
It's nice.
I couldn't even, well, let's say this one side of it, and then the other side is like the old way.
Right.
But, I mean, this way you can go out and get a nice lunch and get some crack on the way home. It's really, really perfect.
It was in a shitty neighborhood, and I remember, were you in the van when she stopped because there was a shootout going on?
Yeah, Ethel.
Was it Ethel?
No, it was not Ethel.
No, it was, I'm trying to remember her name, but...
E-Rock corrects me angrily.
Megan.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's had enough of your shit, dude.
Finally. Today's the day.
Yeah. This is it. Today's the
This
day.
cocksucker makes one more woman in a van mistake, he's a dead man.
They would pick us up at the hotel to bring us over to the XM facility, and it was in a really bad neighborhood. On the way, there were cops, guns drawn, doors open, just looking at a storefront. And Megan, I guess it was Megan, she stopped the van.
Oh, God.
Stopped the van.
Am I right when I said Ethel?
Well, Ethel was a terrific channel.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much. Ethel was all right. And then we're like, what are you doing stopping?
She said, I thought you wanted to see it.
Well,
and everyone's yelling, no, get out of here.
Right.
Of course you want to see it, but you also want to make sure you're a bit safe.
Not in the shrapnel area.
And then we took off. But just gorgeous down there. We haven't been there.
It looks amazing. I'm looking at these old pictures.
Probably at this point.
At least. Wait, 2009. At least 7 years.
At least 7 years we haven't seen that joint.
They used to put us up in that weird hotel that had those weird rooms that were all. Was it the Red Hotel?
A little
boutique hotel?
Boutique hotel. It was nice, though.
What'd you do down there? Do you broadcast?
I did something with Ali Wong. She got a new special out. It's fucking great. Man.
Yeah, I like
Ali. This special that she did, she's like 7.5 months pregnant. She's wearing this tiny little dress, and she's just fucking ripping it, man. She's really physical on stage. I think it's a breakthrough. I think it's crazy to see this gimmick she pulled off.
Could you see the baby crowning through the dress, at least?
Only when she came out for an encore.
Yeah.
She went right up to the last moment.
And said, all right, this is why you're here. I'll show you finally.
She didn't even mention that she was pregnant for 45 minutes into this thing. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's on Netflix. I don't know whether you guys get the Netflix. It's the whole big new thing all the kids are into.
I love the Netflix.
Yeah, it's part of the European Union. It's all happening.
I'm gonna check out Ali Wong.
Yeah, I like Ali a lot.
Are you still there, Stuntbrain? Wow,
Yeah,
she's
I'm here.
gorgeous.
Yeah, she lived in the city for a while. She's apparently all wifed up now.
Gorgeous. Wow, looking great, pregnant, and all that. Nice.
You like the pregnant chicks? That's your thing?
It's a bit of it used to be. It's a bit of a turn on, yeah.
Yeah?
A little bit.
So like being in a threesome?
I don't. Something a bit sexy about it.
I know. I thought I'd get. I thought I'm looking for Travis to laugh.
It's the last thing I want to do is fuck a pregnant girl.
I don't want to. I don't want to have sex with them. But
they all remind me of Elvis from the side.
Stuntbrain. So is this the ticket? Elizabeth Warren and Hillary?
I don't think so. I think you're going to see Tim Kaine.
Yeah, a lot of people saying that, but he's a bore.
He is a bore, but she needs that, and he's also an NRA
She needs
member.
a bore? She's not that exciting herself.
Well, they don't necessarily want exciting. She's got a credibility problem, and she's got a problem with males. So you get an NRA member who's also pro-life, but he votes pro-choice, and she gets a lot of double coverage. Kaine could be her Biden, as it were.
All right.
When he was saying that, that was my first thought. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
I always thought you got to go white, older male.
Let's just go back to Biden one more time. Just go back to the well.
He would.
He's ready to go.
He would love it.
He's ready to go.
He doesn't want to leave. You kidding me?
I think he'd do it.
He doesn't want to leave.
No, there's a little bit of a Brexit bounce today as all the markets went up, and the U.S. futures are up 200 right now. So they may have bottomed out, or this is the pause, because I have friends who see this as a huge financial disaster. For example, AT&T, if you lost 10% of your company, that's what happened to British Telecom on Friday. They went from a $40 billion company to a $36 billion company, and it just ripped people.
Oh, they're only worth $36 billion now.
Yeah, but it kills retirement accounts.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that.
10% of your retirement account and be happy about it?
True. I was just thinking about the corporate guys.
I'm just excited about the German superstate. That Germany and Poland and all these things. I was talking to my dad, and he's going, then why the fuck did I have to leave high school and go over there? What the fuck was this for? What was this for?
You might be right, Ron. Merkel talked this morning, and she's kind of stepping to the lead now to basically guide the rest of the EU and stop the dominoes from falling. She wants to slow everybody down just a little bit.
Calm everyone the fuck down, right?
Yeah. That's what she was saying. She won't let anything happen for 2 years. So while some people are saying to Britain, get out, hurry up, Merkel was saying, nope, we're going to do this by the book. It's going to take at least 2 years.
All right.
And by then they'll fix them where they won't ever have to go anywhere, probably. They'll come back.
Yeah, and that, I don't know if you saw it, but that petition where everybody was freaking out saying, hey, we got 3 million signatures. It was a stunt. It was a joke.
It wasn't real.
They got 36,000 signatures from Rome, where they have 800 citizens.
Right.
So a little bit of a problem there.
All right. Thank you, Stuntbrain. You good? You good, brother?
He hung up on you.
Oh, he hung up?
We lost him.
All right. It was the Rogue Hotel. Of course, Wickland has to get involved.
Well, it's the only time he can actually come through with a fact.
And then he just writes publishing for Natural Nat Geo. What's that mean? What were we talking
That's
about?
what the old place was. It was publishing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
It was a big printing plant.
All right, he's giving
Now
us...
that he said it, I remember it.
Okay.
Why'd you do it in D.C.? Ali was just not coming to New York?
She was, she had the baby with her and stuff like that. Plus,
okay.
we wanted to go down and check it out.
Right.
All the guys on my show had seen it yet. You guys ought to go down sometime, though. It's,
I would like to go back there and check it out.
It's been so many years.
That'd be kind of fun.
It'd be depressing, though, without Elo there. Just a big empty husk of a fucking building.
Elo and Abrams. I'd walk into Lee Abrams' office, the mad scientist. He was nuts.
Who's the boss down there now?
I don't know.
Just an empty building.
Yeah, Scott Greenstein.
No, I know that, but does he go down there?
But who's the guy in charge down there?
I think it's Wiki.
Wiki?
I think Wiki's running the whole place.
Look at that. Good for you, Don. In between
like
catching rats.
It's like The Shining. He's just walking down the halls, fucking chasing interns in the middle of the night.
Pictures of him from the 1920s on the wall in black and white.
Wow, Al D'Amato's son is in the documentary, Rick. Rick, go ahead.
I'm the guy. Yeah. I don't know if you followed the story, and Opie, I might be able to get you a direct link to view the doc from a buddy of mine who's a critic. But anyway.
Do that for me. Yeah. We're talking about this documentary called Tickled that might be some kind of catfish thing.
Yeah, well, and it's getting a lot of buzz. It played at Sundance, but Al D'Amato's son is featured in it and apparently doesn't look too good, and he's suing the filmmakers. Him and some other protesters who are saying it makes the community look bad, basically tried to assault the filmmaker at one of the premieres. You can find any of these stories online. And Al D'Amato, it's either his stepmom or his mother-in-law, and I thought Stuntbrain might be able to talk about this, doesn't speak highly of him in the movie, and he's suing her for $40 million, his own family.
Wait, David D'Amato is suing his mom? Well, for what?
It's his stepmom or mother-in-law, I apologize for not knowing the exact detail, for disparaging him in the movie.
What is going on with this thing?
Did they disparage him, or is he a tickler, or is he not a tickler?
Well, if you ask me, he's absolutely a tickler, but this movie does not make those people look good. You can even see that from the trailer.
How can tickling be made to look good? It's such an odd thing.
It's really strange.
Well, to say that it's a league. It's a competitive tickling league.
I'd never heard of that.
No, that's bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. I tickle, I come, I'm finished.
That's what they all got together and go, look, we know this is really gay, so let's just say it's a competitive tickling league. Get around that a little bit.
And I think that's what the movie's showing. I mean, you see from that trailer, it's making it look like it's a bunch of homos getting together, and that's not the image they want, and they're going at these guys really hard. Like I said, if you read what D'Amato's mom or stepmom said, it really wasn't bad at all.
What'd she say?
And I don't have it in front of me. I'm sorry, I don't have all that.
Yeah, we're looking around the Google. We'll try to get some quotes.
I guess in the 30 minutes on hold, I could have looked it up. But whatever she said was not bad.
Right.
He's suing for $40 million, his own family in this. So clearly he's crazy. But see if you can't find the story about them going after the filmmaker at one of the premieres. I mean, these people do not. But the thing is, guys, you and I both know this. All they're doing is making stories about this movie that we may never have heard about. And now they've brought it to the spotlight. Now we've all heard about it.
It could be the greatest publicity stunt ever.
Yeah, there's a buzz on this film. I only found out about it yesterday, but I'm going to go check it out. Unless you give me a link there, Rick.
How would I get that to you, sir?
Give me a number.
I couldn't do that. What's that?
All right, hold on the line, all right?
Okay, sure.
Do I follow you on Twitter?
My friend, the filmmaker, you do. I don't know if I could say it.
All right, then tell that guy to send me a link.
He's the son of George D'Amato.
Yeah, it's not Al D'Amato.
It's not Al D'Amato. It's George D'Amato.
His son.
Yeah, George D'Amato, not Al D'Amato.
Who's George D'Amato?
He was an insurance lawyer.
Yeah, that's what it says.
He's suing the makers of the documentary, which premiered at the Sundance, for defamation for the way it portrays him in the film about endurance tickling. So he might feel that they've miscategorized who he is, or like if they edit something selectively, they can make you look like a person that you're not at all.
Sure.
So I don't know what you signed, what kind of release he signed, but he may have given that right away if he signed a release that said you have, whatever, blah, 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 in perpetuity.
You can make me look like an asshole.
He may have signed that away without meaning to.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, maybe he didn't, and that's why he's suing.
All right, Rick, I'm going to dig around and maybe read a few of these articles later today.
Yeah. I'll try to get you that link.
All right, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
Imagine the guy laying there, and there's two guys. One guy sitting on his chest, and one guy sitting on his crotch, just tickling him, and I'm fucking like, Jesus, who's the luckiest one here? I don't know.
Right there. Yeah, there you are.
Which guy would you like to be in that scenario?
Not the one tied up, because I would hate that. Not being able to get free of two men in bright colors tickling me would bother me a lot.
No, only is it the bright colors? What if they were in more muted colors?
I still wouldn't care for it.
I like that they're sponsored.
I think I would have to be the guy.
It does look like they're wearing Adidas, sorry.
I would have to be the guy in orange. Even though my asshole would be a lot closer to that other guy's dick, it still seems like the safest position.
Well,
the front tickler.
Yeah. You just like
now you're just taking care of the underarms. But the other guy is a lot lower, but his asshole's a little in a safer place.
Boy, this is a conversation I never thought I'd walk into. This is like if this was a bar, I'd be leaving.
Come on, Ron, play. Which guy would you like to be, Ron?
Come on, Ron.
Come on, share with us.
If you had to be one of those guys.
If you had to be one, Ron, come on. Which one?
I like the fact they're all in uniforms. It's like fucking Little League. Got together. It's a Little League parade before the opening day.
It looks like Adidas is sponsoring them.
Yeah.
They're all wearing it. It looks like that's
I feel like
Adidas
they play
logo.
ping pong when they're not when they're doing this.
I wonder if there's a warm-up. I wonder if they do some stretching or something before they
weird,
cuff you to the table and jump on top of you.
I don't understand the tickling. Tickling is like a real fetish and a sexual thing. I don't get it at all.
Me either.
I hate being tickled.
Yeah,
I refuse to tickle people.
It's never fun.
I'm with kids. Like I said, I'll go back. You give a little
randomly, sure, when no one's looking.
Because that is the buzzword. That's the uncle to keep an eye on. The one who tickles kids.
Yeah,
if you go somewhere and there's a tickling uncle, get your kid out of there immediately.
I do not disagree with you.
I'm going to have to stop my tickling.
Yeah. Is that what is that your thing?
Oh my God!
Get a couple drinks on you.
One's 30 and the other one's 28.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. And they're not blood relatives.
All right. Why don't we take a break? We got Ron Bennington in today. We might talk to David Copperfield.
Maybe he can describe a magic trick for us over the phone, over the radio.
Yeah,
it'll be the greatest combination of all time.
I've never had Copperfield on.
Many, back in Florida. What's going to make it something disappear? Elephant? Jet? What is it?
He's promoting
his career.
He's promoting Now You See Me, too. He did some amazing things on TV over the years.
What? Those things were real?
I was going to say that. As my friend Norton would say, if you like that kind of shit.
Making the Statue of Liberty disappear.
Yeah.
Did it?
It's back.
It's
did it
back,
disappear?
Sure did.
I think it was a camera trick. I don't think it really disappeared.
I remember seeing that on TV. I was so embarrassed to watch it because it was set up with a stage and then it had curtains and it's so obvious the whole stage was slowly moving and no one there is calling him out on this shit.
I didn't notice it. I just thought it was magic.
Oh, God.
I love mystery and intrigue.
You like all that.
There's only one kind of magic to me. That's black magic. That's the only kind that I go for.
Santana.
Look at these people. Look at he's so dramatically touching the wall.
When do they start tickling him?
He's going to walk through the Great Wall of China.
Yeah, but why? I mean, nah. That's ridiculous.
These two male nurses are going to assist me.
I know.
It's fucking crazy.
You got to shave him.
It's awful.
They got to,
what's he doing? Just touching the wall?
He's thinking like, oh, this is going to be difficult to walk through.
I don't get what he's doing.
You know the weird thing?
It's the Great Wall of China.
Yeah.
He's not even... even how he walked into this fucking box.
It was so dramatic.
Stupid. He's not in the box at all. It was so obvious he went around the outside of it.
Do you think so?
Oh, God.
Well, who's that in the box then?
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
What's in the box?
Am I
that
living
just
in a
the
box?
guy in the same outfit?
Am I living in a cardboard box? Am I living in a box?
That's that lead singer of Duran Duran pushing his shadow through there right now.
Very good. Oh, he's just
gone. He's gone. He went through the wall.
This fucking wall. How's it a great wall? At best it's a good wall.
Yeah.
Okay wall.
Yeah.
The mediocre wall of China just didn't have the same... Oh, I see how he did it.
Yeah.
I see how he did it.
How did he do it?
He fucking went through the wall.
Right through there.
There's a door there. That's why it's always funny in a magic show if people try to fucking yell out, this isn't real. No. None of it's fucking real.
Well, yeah.
Look, there's a man coming through on the other side.
This is...
It's the fucking 80s.
That's well said, Ron. That's true.
Oh, my God.
By the way, is it not just the two guys standing there with their arms not showing?
Yeah.
Wait, go back a little bit. There's two guys.
They did not use
they're using their own hands.
It's so obvious.
Oh my God.
What the fuck?
They're using their own arms.
I know.
That's the worst trick I've ever seen.
That is horrible.
Travis, comment?
No, because the guy who's using his right arm that you're saying, how would he have his fingers on his left hand?
What?
You see what I'm saying?
Well, then they're manipulating something in there.
They're
manipulating something in there. And
where's the face?
Or the angle? No. Maybe the angle is that the guys are actually using their right arm. They're doing something with their own arms. Why do you think their arms are hidden?
That far?
Why would your arm be
arms
hidden?
don't go that far. I don't.
No, but they might be manipulating something behind
Maybe
that.
they got like.
It's either that or there's a man coming through the wall.
Yeah.
You have two options.
The trick is real.
Travis doesn't like when magic is ruined.
He hated Harry
He's
Potter.
very defensive of
Or
magic.
maybe they just got fake hands on their real hands.
Yeah, maybe they're holding fake hands with their.
That's
real
what I'm
hands.
saying.
Yeah, okay, well, they're still using their
Because
arm.
you never see their actual hand. Well,
Not
now
at all.
you do again. All right, this whole thing's stupid. We're not talking to David Copperfield. Fucking cancel him.
Why do you think he was fucking...
Just solve that problem.
Yeah, I
There
don't
he
want
is.
to deal with him. I know he loved Otto and George, but enough of that. There's only so much we can say about Otto and George to David Copperfield.
Came through the wall.
Did he?
She did. There he is.
And look, no one was allowed to stand over here, of course, because that's where David Copperfield walked. This is a visual for everyone. We're going to take a break. We got Vic Henley here, live from Lou's Cruise on the iTunes.
That's right.
Going to take a little break in Nantucket, doing a little comedy up there, and then doing some sailing the rest of the time.
That's it, baby. Eating good food and sailing.
Sweet.
Very cool. Sounds like a good time. Jimmy is home for a couple weeks.
Yes.
And then back on the road.
Back on the road. I'll be in Vegas next week for UFC 200 with Matt. We're doing a live podcast there, and you can get episode 3 up today.
Beautiful.
And that's it.
Nice. And Ron Bennington is here. Want to promote anything, Ron?
No.
Don't you have a show on here? You have a show on
You know
here.
what? Yes, I do have a show. I
Occasionally?
forgot about that over on Raw Dog.
Right.
Raw Dog, 99.
Yes.
There you go.
Let's move you back over here. How do we get that done?
I'd rather move you guys over to Raw Dog. I think that would be the perfect thing. We're all at
That'd be
Raw
fun.
Dog together.
I'm up. Hey, I'll help anybody move.
Yeah, let's look that up.
Yeah.
Some girls, 1978.
Tattoo use 80.
I'm going 78.
I think 78 is correct.
Let's go 78 on that. Obviously, we were talking toward the through the break.
77.
Jimmy's going 77.
And now let's move over to Goat's Head Soup. What year, everybody? I think 74. 74?
What year was
Where
this?
are you, buddy?
You ever hear Angie?
Yeah, I'm going there.
Oh, God, that's good. You know?
78.
There you go. So we are old and correct.
78.
The girl with the faraway eyes. Tell me
Is
some.
the girl.
Right, some fine British boys can't write a good old twangy country song.
I like their country stuff.
I love it when they go
Rolling
country.
Stones country stuff is all right.
I don't know that song.
This one, you probably heard it.
Got the long. I was driving home early
On
Sunday morning.
78.
This is fucking perfect.
Bakersfield,
Right.
California.
Ugh. I hate it already.
You hate it already?
Yes.
It's a country song.
Stupid accent.
Oh, you see,
Isn't it weird they were 15 years into it by this point?
that guy got a lot of pussy, right?
Oh God, got to.
And cock.
Yeah.
Because he was so bored. He was one of those guys who was so bored by the amount of pussy he was getting. You gotta throw some cock in there.
Yes. That's what we tell ourselves. This song stinks.
You don't like this type of thing,
I
huh?
dislike it violently.
Right.
You like this?
I love this. This is one of my favorite Stone songs.
This is heinous.
I know.
He's just talking.
Well, it's a country song, Jim. Sometimes they talk in country
I know,
songs.
but he's
I don't
only
know.
talking.
No, he's going to sing.
Where?
They sing the chorus.
Then you're never going to like rap.
They knew how to do country and blues. Stones rule. There you go. There's the hook. I've been listening to No Expectations lately from the Stones.
That's a good one.
Oh, I love that fucking song. Love it.
I'm going to listen to this guy laugh from being tickled. That stupid fucking song.
I just love the anger. I mean, we all don't like things, but with Jimmy, it's just very...
You're furious.
He gets furious over it.
Justifiably.
It's genuinely true, though. He means it.
Yeah, he absolutely means it. Jimmy's got to go in a few minutes.
Yeah.
That sucks. We're having a good time, man.
Yeah, I have to go tape something.
Yes.
Are you allowed to say what it is?
Just Judd Apatow's show.
Okay.
Just a little thing called the
Judd Apatow show.
Well, it's
Apatow.
Pete Holmes' show.
True. That Apatow is doing. You're watching the soccer, Ron, obviously.
Yeah, I saw Messi lose the other night and then quit.
Where are you at with Mexit? They're calling it Mexit.
Oh, is that? Are they really?
Yeah, that's the hashtag.
I like it,
Mexit.
dude. I like it, dude, because you don't see this since third grade. That when the fucking you lose, you quit.
You gotta quit.
I'm never fucking playing again. How's that?
Taking my ball and going home.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I learned he sailed, that penalty kick, the PK.
Right over, too. I mean, he wasn't even near it.
It wasn't even close, right?
No, it wasn't
He's
even
got
close.
the pressure of a fucking continent that he doesn't even know about.
And they're nicer to him in Spain anyway, I think.
Yeah. Well, they call him the Spaniard down there in Argentina. He's just like, I don't need your fucking shit anymore.
Oh, so he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't?
Yeah, no matter what happens. He's like, well, he's like one of those guys, he takes them up to wherever, we're going to win the championship, and then they don't, over and over. So I like the idea of, you know what? Fuck it.
Right.
I quit. I just quit.
Well, I mean, England's coach there had to quit.
Yeah, well, that's the funny thing about that sport is worldwide, and every country expects to win the championship every time. And when they don't, an entire country is freaked the fuck out about it.
That's my attraction to the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling him yesterday. I'm like, if just one of these little teams win, people be throwing themselves off the fucking bridge into the Thames.
They can't. Yeah,
we don't have quitters in America. These high profile coaches and stuff, they lose the big game and they're like, we'll try again next year.
No, they want another job. They want to coach somewhere. They quit over here when they get caught cheating. That's when they get quit over here.
Right,
I believe.
But after losing a championship, they never quit.
I haven't seen that. I don't think so.
Very rare. But that Iceland game, I didn't know anything about. I'm not going to sit here and make believe. Vic was talking about it yesterday. He's like, if you want to check out soccer, there's a great game today, Iceland and England. And then I was home just killing time, and all of a sudden I was going through the channels. I'm like, holy fuck! So I saw the last pretty
second half of the second half.
Yeah,
right.
probably about right. It was 2-1 at that point.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I get this. It's 2-1 there.
Yeah, that's when you sent me the text. All of a sudden my phone goes off and he goes, oh wow, this is good.
Well,
I'm like, yeah, no shit.
Well, they're major underdogs. I looked to see what the score was because you set this whole thing up yesterday. I'm like, all right, if it's like 8-1 England, I'm like, all right, this is nonsense. But then I'm seeing Iceland 2, England 1, not much time left. I'm like, okay, I get this. I'm checking this out.
And they spotted them the first one. They gave England a penalty, and that was the first. It was 1-0 3 minutes into the game. Because
I did not watch all that.
The right first time down the pitch, they serve it in, and the Iceland goalie runs out there, and he knows he's going to get beat, so he just drills the living shit out of the British guy. So Wayne Rooney puts the penalty kick in. So if you're British, if you're English, 5 minutes into this, you're happier than anybody because you're ahead 1-0, and you're just going to start whipping ass. Is what they thought.
A penalty kick is with the goalie in there, right?
Yeah. Exactly. That's what they said. It's one-on-one in front of the goalie.
How far away are you?
10 yards. You guys, somebody have to look that up. It's close.
Yeah, if you don't have the goalie, it's going to be a really easy shot.
Okay, they would never miss, would they?
They're all good.
Well, Messi would. But Rooney's the same way in England, right? I mean, they get furious.
Yes, they do.
And he plays great in the Premier League, and then he gets to international. And he fucking struggles. Is it a different game?
It's hard. The Portuguese do the same thing with Ronaldo.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
You do get double treatment because your whole goddamn country wants you to win, not just your team.
Yeah, we don't have anything to compare that. Like, imagine the Super Bowl, and the whole country is rooting for the same fucking team.
Right.
And if your team's ever been in the Super Bowl, the stress is too much for you to fucking bear anyway as a fan. Like, the week leading up to it, you're like, I feel like I'm going to kill myself.
Right. Feel like you're going to puke or something.
Yeah. And then imagine the whole country. And then if the fucking Steelers win, if the whole country just ran out in the streets, was going fucking nuts.
Yeah.
We'd love it.
I was jacked up for Belgium 2 years ago down in Rio for the United States Belgium. We were in the knockout round against Belgium and they put us out. And I remember every fucking bar in New York City everybody was watching that game.
Especially downtown. I noticed all those bars are filling up watching soccer.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of these bars too are just for one country.
Okay.
So it's like a home bar for some of these countries. But I'm going to tell you
now. They slow the rest of the year?
Yeah, the rest of the year is just fucking terrible. But they say they make it up. They make it up.
4 hot weeks.
Just got one guy just mopping the floor in there for 9 straight months waiting. Getting ready.
Yeah, before you know it, they're going back over the menu. Like, I think we ought to add nachos. I really do. I think they would have moved.
Those places get crazy, though. You see people outside the bar just trying to get a look at the TV sometimes.
It's nuts. But, don't you love the Olympics for the same thing?
Sure.
It's the United States. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I saw some of the trials. Cassidy Cook, this little diver, she's going to be one of those kids we remember for the rest of her life.
Cassidy Cook.
She's gorgeous.
Okay.
She fucking dives like a maniac.
Yeah.
And she's got the smile. Madison Avenue is going to fall in love with
How
this
old
kid.
is she?
21 years old.
Is she springboard or platform?
She's
or both?
springboard.
Let me see her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Get up a nice
I would love to
picture.
check it out, but my guys decided to give up with an hour left in the show.
Everybody
I think
went
they-
all by
I think
ourselves.
they
Travis had to
went.
go to the bathroom, so I had to fill in for him.
I think they went. Ron Bennington's here. We don't need to be at the computer anymore.
You know what? For what they're doing, I got to respect it. You know, I never had a crew walk out on me. So, you know, I've always been a pro-union guy. I think it's great. You know, I'm going to support the walkout. I'm out of here, guys. No offense to you, but you know, we got to. You know, it's a brotherhood.
What's her name again? I'll look it up
Cassidy
on my phone. Cassidy Cook. Right?
It's Cassidy with a K.
No, it isn't.
son.
Yes,
Come
Cassidy
on,
with a
that's
K.
crazy. Oh, here it is. Here we go.
Yeah.
I got it on my phone before you got it up there. Wow,
No, there
she's all
she
right.
is. Now you got to show some of her dives, though.
I think she's a little chubby.
No, you know, just her.
As
and
far as the
that's
diver
what I
goes,
need
she's
to
a little
see.
chubby around the
Those
midsection.
beautiful
there, Ron.
legs.
You're going to be surprised. You're gonna call me later. You're gonna say I'm gonna take that back because I just watched her.
Okay.
These might be a couple years old. These pictures.
So she doesn't
better.
She doesn't care about the Zika.
No. She says she wants it. I don't know what is going on with her.
That's extra degree
Yeah.
of difficulty.
Look, yeah.
See, in diving, it's all about the degree
She
of
must
difficulty.
really want a gold medal
So-
because mosquitoes love water,
Yeah, they
and her
do.
sport is diving. She's nuts to go to Rio.
Wow, what
She's
an interesting
crazy.
way of jumping off the diving board she has. First of all, I definitely have to fatten her up. And she, no, but watch the way they jump off the board. They don't just, I would always just go and run and jump once.
No,
but
you
watch
gotta-
this.
it's
It's like
one,
a
two,
whole
three
thing.
bounce thing.
Bing, one, two,
and then three.
What an odd way to do it.
Well, you have to do that.
Why?
It's certain dives. Now watch her though. She's so happy she throws her ass into the world.
Yeah.
air because she knows she's going to win.
That was for us,
But-
right, Ron?
Yeah. But see, I was a diving coach myself when I was down in Florida.
Wait. Muff diving does not count,
You
Ron.
know something? That's
Vic. I had
why he's
to
a
take
pro.
it.
That's why he's a pro.
Had to take
I
it.
admire it.
Keep that in
But,
Cincinnati. Keep that one in Cincinnati.
All right.
And I brought up the thing. It's kind of a backyard thing where you throw the ball up and then you dive for it.
Sure.
Then I do another one where I act like I'm running off the thing and get shot and fall off the end.
Yeah, that's
My
a biggie.
friends loved it.
Right.
Judges fucking hated it. But, I mean, some of that is like you do the road runner where you just run off and then you look down, you can't fucking believe it.
And you fall.
Boom, you fall.
I was never able to time the ball.
You couldn't catch a
I
ball.
wasn't able to time that one properly, especially throwing it. And then I realized, just throw it in the middle. Let him get to the
Yeah,
ball.
you got
Yeah, let him get to the ball.
Let him get to the ball.
So I'm telling you right now, she wins gold because we've never had a famous women's diver.
My hometown,
Natalie Wood.
No. I went to Jennifer Chandler in 1976. She's from Lincoln, Alabama. That's 8 miles from my house. She won the gold medal at the Montreal Olympics.
I had no idea this.
Jennifer
40 years
Chandler.
ago.
Jennifer
this very
Chandler.
summer.
Jennifer Chandler. You said we've never had one.
No,
I
I had no idea.
I went to high school with
No, that's
her sister.
No, that's too old. That's too long.
She's a gold
ago.
medalist, Jennifer Chandler. There's a billboard outside her town. It's all rotten now. They gave her the billboard.
But they never took it down?
Yeah, they never took it down. So you just go by now it's just rotten.
And it just looks sad.
It's faded, painted. You can only see like the R in her name.
What year did she do it?
76.
What is she doing now?
I don't know.
There
She's
she
in
is.
an iron lung.
There she is. I want to see the billboard.
She's in an iron lung. What a weird place to be.
They're saying this Olympics is going to be a disaster, though.
Oh, I can't wait.
They have a major water problem. They got the mosquitoes.
The favelas.
They got.
Well, we'd love to do all these things in a third world country.
It's always good with bad sewage.
Yeah.
It's also helpful for the mosquitoes.
Is
They
there
love
any
that.
good sewage, though?
Yes, there
I mean,
is.
you really
Yes,
think
there is.
about it?
Yes.
But they give them a lead of 8 years?
Yeah, we
12 years to figure it out.
No, it was fucking 1975. We agreed to do this, and these assholes still haven't gotten their shit together.
Yeah, because I remember the announcement was made by Fonzie. It was real.
Very nice. That's funny.
Thank you.
That's really
Well,
good.
they're putting even all the athletes are staying in tents this year.
Yeah.
They just there's tents, a couple campers.
All right.
The netting.
Yeah.
They can get the netting.
Now the Zika doesn't bother you unless you're pregnant, right?
That's what they say.
That's the worst
and even
one.
that is relatively on the rare side, but no one wants to take that chance. Rory McIlroy's like, fuck this, I'm not going.
One of the Jamaican track guys says he has it now, but he's going to be well and able to compete.
Oh, cool.
And he's still going.
Wait, what happens to you if if you just get it?
It's like, I don't know, flu-like symptoms.
Oh, okay.
I think there's different things.
How long does it last for?
I don't know. Don't know, but see, there he is right there, Jamaican gold medalist.
Great.
Kamar Bailey Cole.
Should open up a tiny hat stand there for anyone.
Capitalism at its finest.
So that's the problem. The babies have little heads. Is that the deal?
Yes,
so easy births. From that point on, just an easy.
Absolutely.
Oh, there it goes.
Achoo! Oh, there he is.
Oh, there she are.
I saw one story on that where they got together like support groups. It was brutal
it's horrible
to watch.
It's not a good thing.
Brutal.
No, the pictures are
support
sad.
groups for what?
They are severely
For the little babies.
disabled. I mean, they got nothing going on. It's brutal. Sorry to bring everyone down.
No, you just made me want to do more jokes about it. It's bring me down.
You know him. You just gave him lemons. He's making lemonade.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It was a rough
Take
one.
little tiny lemons. Take little misshapen lemons.
I knew he could do it.
So do they live?
I knew he
How
could do
little
it.
that? They're like a baseball?
Like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's
on screen.
But does the head grow as they get to adulthood, or what happens?
I hope not.
No.
It just stays there.
Wow, that's like the top is missing. It's very bizarre looking.
Oh, that's like Freaks, the movie Freaks. I haven't seen that in a long time. One of us, Cuba Gaba.
Wow.
Worst, whatever. There you go.
That's cool. That kid in the tub was awesome.
But I'll say this, at least the eyebrows come in.
They certainly do.
Level eyebrows.
Highlights how pretty your eyes are. This kid's got great eyes.
And that's from a fucking mosquito. Fucking lousy mosquito.
Absolutely.
What else could these mosquitoes give us?
There was HIV fears for a long time because they do blood, but I guess it's true.
Yeah, but if you fuck a mosquito, you know what I mean?
Only in the ass.
Oh, yeah, sure.
How do we get rid of the mosquitoes? Bats?
Yeah, but every time you get rid of something, you're fucked up for, you know what I mean? Something
that's
else comes
okay.
along.
Let's get rid of the mosquitoes.
No, because something the mosquitoes kill will now kill
That's
us.
all right.
Yeah.
They're a pain in the ass when you have a picnic.
You know what the mosquitoes kill? Fucking communists. So we need it. You know, this is fucking Bernie Sanders right now. I'm telling you, folks, you're not going to have any money.
I'm telling you, folks.
All right,
My mom said to me, because I'll just say this, I don't know, I'm thinking about voting for Bernie Sanders just to get yelled at by my parents.
Yeah.
And my mom started saying, you'll be wiping your ass with a magazine. I'm like, what are you talking about?
With a magazine.
I guess she's from the generation they worried about running out of toilet paper.
Yeah, we don't understand that concept. That's one thing we'll always have plenty of. Here you go. Malaria, chikungunya. Wow, a dog heartworm? This is what you could get from a mosquito? What is that?
I'm surprised with all the dog lovers in America that hadn't just gotten the mosquitoes eradicated.
See you guys later.
Just because of heartworm.
Jimmy's leaving.
See you guys tomorrow.
All right, Jimmy.
Everybody's
See you
taking
tomorrow.
us there. Best of luck on your
JimNorton.com
show.
for all his dates, and we'll
Best
see.
of luck. Act nice. Act nice. Yeah.
All right. What else? You got the yellow fever.
Dengue fever, my favorite.
What's that?
That's the one over in Cambodia, I think.
And what is that?
I don't know. I just know that.
Oh, all right. Well, it looks like a lot of things you could get from the mosquito.
Yeller fever is a tough one. That's when you end up running away from bad guys, you know? you jump out of the fuck. I'm out of here. I can't do it. Would you go? I mean, there's you know.
Would I go to Rio?
Yeah.
Nah.
But what if you could get a gold medal? You work your whole life to get a gold medal.
We should. From.
Yeah, like if you're an athlete, you'd have to go,
I think
right?
you have to.
I mean,
think
LeBron said, no, I'm not going down there.
He doesn't need to. What does he need? Does he need an Olympic medal?
He's already got one.
He does, right?
Yeah, I think he's got one or two. I don't know if he's got one.
And
Carmelo's got two, and he's going back.
Yeah, but those guys know it's a joke, that they're so much better. I mean, yeah, we've had a few stumbles over the years, but in general, they know it's a joke to compete against the rest of the world. So I don't even think they look at that medal that seriously. Huh?
They give you the lip service that they do. There'll be nothing better than when, I've won championships, but nothing better than representing your country.
Well,
and this, that, and the
all
other.
that is true.
I love to have one of those fucking things at my house, you know? Come in, there's my Olympic medal. I feel good about myself.
Why don't we buy one? These guys get so desperate that they sell them on eBay.
I didn't know this. Who's selling?
Find me a gold medal. I might buy one for Ron.
Do it, man. I
might buy one for Ron.
Gold, too. Don't find a fucking bronze.
I'm buying one for Ron.
I'd be embarrassed to walk down the street with a bronze.
There you go. London 2012 Olympic winner. What sport you want, Ron?
$33.
Oh, that was a fake one?
That's a fake one. It's $33.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe I'm not going to buy one for Ron. $2,500.
That's not bad. That's a nice fucking present.
I have known you for a while.
Yeah.
Which one is this, though?
1896 Athens Olympic Games.
The what? An 1896 gold medal? That's cool, right?
I had no idea.
That's a participants medal. Everybody
yeah,
got one.
That does, yeah.
Oh, no, we need an actual...
that is one.
You know...
That's a team medal from
Here you go, a rare 1980. Yeah, I knew they weren't $2,500. That scared me. Rare 1980 Lake Placid Olympic gold medal.
That's a Winter Olympics. I don't want that. That's fucking embarrassing.
That's the Do You Believe in Miracles 80 Lake Placid.
I know, but it's for the luge. It's not even an Olympic sport. You know?
The luge.
I mean, to me, the Olympic sport, it had to be done in ancient Greece to really give a shit about it.
Sure.
You know?
So no winter sports.
Yeah, I don't want any winter sports.
Especially the luge. How many people get to do the luge in their regular lives?
Well, remember
100 people?
The toboggan, they would always just get a guy from the Summer Olympics just sit in there.
A sprinter.
So we ended up winning in 2 different Olympics, summer and winter.
Yes. Wasn't Herschel Walker?
He tried.
He tried Herschel Walker on one of those teams, right? He didn't make it.
Yeah.
I think
his thighs got in the way. Those big, giant thighs couldn't get in the bobsled properly.
He also really didn't make it in Dallas either. So there's a couple things he fucked up with.
Willie Gault, maybe, too. Willie
Gault's a good
that's
call.
a pull.
Yeah, Willie Gault.
That's a pull.
Yeah, that's what he does.
He's amazing at the pull.
He's got him.
It's
and
scary.
the fact, they bring up this fact, and he turns around, oh, wait, I graduated from a girl in high school.
Yeah.
You're like, what the? How's that happen?
That was one of the weird times where that one sticks in my mind because her sister was really hot. Her younger sister was my age and really hot. And my older brother took her from me, and he never did that to me because he was so much older.
Yeah.
And because he's 12 years older than me, but she was so hot. We were at this party, and he comes up and he goes, okay, I see where you're going with this, but actually, I'm just going to tell you I'm taking her from you.
Wow. And he did?
And I'm like, you fucking dick. I can't believe you're doing this. And he completely did. Absolutely.
How old was she?
She was probably 21.
That's why
she was probably
the math in my head. I'm like,
she was probably 21. You know,
he's 30.
He's 33. Yeah,
33.
You never.
But I'm like, you're fucking with me, right? You're really fucking with me because he saw me. He introduced me to her. You're not going to believe who this is. This is Jennifer Chandler's younger sister, and she'd gone to the private school in our town, so I didn't know her. And I think I got it going on, and it's all smiley and flirty, and we're dancing and drinking, and all of a sudden he comes over and he was watching us have too much fun, and decided, I'm just going to fucking act.
You made her look great.
Yeah,
you made her look great.
She made me look.
I guess we got to say we have no idea. Vic Henley's older brother banged.
I don't know.
No, you never had that with your brothers? You guys never crossed
streams? Swords?
Yeah. But there was never a thing of...
Not that I can recall. No.
Mike and Terry are my brothers, and they're 5 years apart, and they were always getting on each other's nerves. Right. And they both played football, so they were both stealing each other's cheerleaders and doing stuff in high school and college. But they were Mike's 7 years older than me, and Terry's 12, so I never got infringed upon until this particular time.
That's weird. Your brother that's 12 years older, that
so much older. Yeah, well, hey, she was like I said, it was a good party, and she was looking good that night, and that was it.
Was she a diver?
No, she was the opposite. She was just like a student, didn't do any sports or anything like that. She didn't want to follow in the famous sisters springboard.
I'm not giving up on the gold medal for Ron Bennington. It's got to be a real sport, and it's got to be a guy really down on his luck.
Maybe
That's
like boxing,
right?
Yeah, maybe like a boxer.
Where this guy needs to pay his fucking cable bill. That's the type of gold medal I'm trying to find. We've done these stories over the years. These guys get desperate and they put their gold medal up.
I've seen it on Pawn Stars.
It's kind of sad, actually.
Here you go.
1932. 1930. I am
9,500 for 1932.
No, let's see.
It's a diving medal.
I might just
a winner.
You know what? If you get it for me, I might just flip it, get right back up there. Take the 9,500.
I think you're more like a Sochi guy, right?
He said no winner.
Yeah,
gold medal.
You got to stay away from the winner. No one respects that.
Sydney, there's a Sydney. That's a collection.
But they don't.
It's like a plate collection.
Oh, that's right. Right.
Well, he doesn't want any plates. He wants an actual.
It might be.
You want a gold medal with the ribbon.
I can put it up in the dining room. It might look nice.
You don't want that. 84 Los Angeles Olympics. Now we're on to something.
No. There's no Russians there. You know what I mean? Like those things. No one respected those guys.
Fucking Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter fucked up our athletes too. What how did
1980, we wouldn't go to Russia.
In 84,
they wouldn't come see us.
So they said, "Well, fuck you."
Yeah.
And we won everything in 84.
Yeah, there was this. Remember McDonald's ran that special, like you could win stuff, and they ended up almost going broke because everybody was coming back getting burgers and fries.
Yeah, you scratched off, and if America won something, they had to pay up. Yeah,
but Jimmy Carter, I always thought that was a dick move.
I hated that. It's back to Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
What did we prove in the end? Our athletes got fucked.
Yeah. No, exactly. When Lou Gaines was in here on the show, Rowdy Gaines was a swimmer at Auburn, and I was a freshman that year, and everybody knew you couldn't even say hey to him on campus for months because they were all so fucking mad about it because their dreams were taken away after
They worked 4 fucking years, well, their whole lives, obviously, but. That's tough when the country does that to you.
Yeah, because you got
a tough one.
Peak at the exact right moment for that to happen.
Getting up at 4 a.m. and swimming in the goddamn pool 6 days a week, 4 hours a day.
You know, back then too, because before it was Caitlin, it was Bruce. I had Bruce Jenner on, and
you had Bruce Jenner on
years ago. This is about 3-4 years ago, but still, dick everything, and. So I never even mentioned the Kardashians. I just
taking everything. Were there signs though? Sorry, I know you want to. Were there signs that he might have been starting his?
No, I didn't pick up on it at all. But I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not good at that. I'm not good at knowing who's transitioning.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. But so I just talked straight decathlon with him, nothing else. But the weird thing is, here he is as he wins the medal. You're at the peak. He had to quit so he could go make commercials and make money. So imagine, you take any athlete at their peak, they just win the Super Bowl. This is great. I'm done.
Right.
Even when you're in your early 20s.
Yeah, because you got to make money now.
They would not let them, if you did anything, went out and made appearances, you were out of amateur athletics.
They've since changed it, I think.
They've changed it, where you make your living.
Yeah, as they
should have.
And they make fucking billions off these athletes. I never even thought of that. Yeah, Bruce Jenner had another one in him, but he's like, but it's time. I have all of these opportunities. I got to make the money, and now I'm not eligible anymore.
Yeah.
And he was like driving out to LA like in a Volkswagen or some shit. He was just living like a fucking broke college student.
Right.
And he's if there's only two medals that really matter, and that's the 100 meters and the decathlon. That's the two where you go, these are the two best athletes in the world. Either you're the fastest person in the world, which is crazy when you think about it. It's like if you line up everybody in the world in that backyard race that we used to have, past the fucking fence post, that dude would win.
Where do you line up everybody in the world for that race?
Equator. I think you get the equator.
I was going to say it. I was going to say it.
Fucking guy had the answer. Yeah. What about the pole vaulter? That's a pretty impressive athlete.
They're all impressive, but these are the two where you're saying it's the fastest man in the world and it's the best athlete in the world. Those are the two. Now, we're bringing up diving. That you're never even sure because there's judges. It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Any sport that has judges.
I don't think the decathlon is that impressive.
Well, I do.
Because you're almost good in these events.
Well, you're real good at some of them. You're real good at some of them.
If you were so good in one of those events, you would have focused on that one.
Well, yeah, there's some truth to that, but this means you can do everything. I mean, this is the Jim Thorpe.
Yeah, right. I'm with you. I don't agree with him. I'm with you. I love the decathlon. I always, Bo Jackson won the decathlon 2 years in a row when he was at high school in Alabama, and the last event is the mile run, the 1,500 meters. And both years he was so far ahead in points, he didn't have to run the race. He just took a zero. He just sat it out because he was a sprinter. He considered himself a sprinter, and he'd run the 100, but he wasn't running the 1,500.
So he said, "Fuck that, I'm not running it."
Took a zero and still had enough points to win the decathlon state championship 2 years in a row.
By the way, is that the best athlete of our lifetime, Bo Jackson? Is there anybody
maybe got to be better overall?
That 30 for 30 was downright depressing to relive. What a fucking strange injury, that hip thing. Yeah. Well, and then basically his hip died.
He's on his he's on his second one on one side, and maybe even the second one on the other side.
But he's happy.
He's very active.
He's making his arrows.
Oh, he's fine. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, he's shooting deer, and then once he can't shoot, he fucking
30 for 30
chokes him with his bare hand.
Runs down.
That's what he does. He just I saw you eyeballing me. He just but that's all he does. He's a crazy.
He just planted his leg strangely, and it fucked up his hip to the point they just thought he would come back from that.
But
he did. He did technically come back from that, but he was never the same. But I would go with Bo Jackson as well.
I can't think of anybody that was more impressive.
He could high jump 7 feet. Really? 7 feet. That big giant. Yeah. And doing the Fosbury, not, running around. The Catholic, the championship was held at my high school, so we always got to go every year because we had a really good track facility.
Why are you connected to everything?
So it's Alabama. It's Alabama.
Alabama is the center of the universe. We learned that from Vic. Right. But it's true. Like, he'll lead us back there, and you're like, yeah, Stones were at Muscle Shoals. You're right. The Stones were in Alabama
they really
recording.
Were. That's where Jumpin' Jack Flash was recorded at Fame Studios in Muscle Shoals, Alabama.
I finally saw that documentary, too.
That's a great one. Muscle Shoals.
Yeah, and then the other guy said, fuck this, we're opening up our own place.
Yeah, he got
and
mad.
They were pretty damn successful in their own right.
Absolutely, yeah.
That was a good one, man, the Muscle Shoals.
Alabama needs more credit. For all the shit that they get going.
For what?
Man. I mean, Muscle Shoals.
I'll give you the good part.
And Bo. That's a lot.
That's too good. W.C. Handy, the father of the blues, W.C. Handy, is from Florence, Alabama.
There's something down there.
Something in the water? Something in the water?
I don't know. You get Hank Sr. Hank Sr., W.C. Handy. That's that's two pillars of two genres of music.
And for you, Jimmy Buffett. So they're all from Alabama. You're a Buffett guy, right?
He's a parrot head. I didn't know he was a parrot head.
My brother is.
Is he really?
I got a brother that went deep into Buffett. Loved Buffett. I think he still does.
When my dad was living in the Keys smuggling weed back and forth from South America, he tried to convince me that the Buffett song "A Pirate Looks at 40" was written about him.
Oh, shit. I did go to a Buffett show, maybe one or two, though, over the years, and it was definitely a good time.
He came to Auburn when I was at Auburn, so it's fun. When you're in college, you drink a bunch of margaritas and go down to the concert.
I did not mind the show whatsoever, but it wasn't...
It's lively and rowdy.
It wasn't something I was going to follow after going to see him.
Well, yeah, when you're 20, it's funny that the Coral Reefer Band, that was cute when you're, 19 or 20.
I don't remember anymore. I remember the parking lot was pretty lively. That was fun, too, to walk around.
He certainly has made a goddamn...
He did more with less, didn't he?
God,
when you really think about it. He's like $500 million.
Oh, I know. One of our guys hangs with him.
Who's that?
Jonathan.
Is that right?
Jimmy's guy.
You ever read any of
Buffett's guy pretty well.
Read any of the
Buffett
fiction?
Pretty well.
You read any of the book?
God, no.
Me either. But somebody did. The first one I think was called "Where Is Joe Merchant," and it's just straight up fiction.
Well, he's got a channel on Sirius.
Oh yes, he does. Yeah,
he's fucking written 11 songs and he's got a channel.
Joke's on us.
Yeah.
It's the exact same song as
Banana
playing.
mango. You're like, come on, dude. There's other fucking climates. You keep singing about fucking fruit now.
He's probably somewhere just waiting and then realizes someone's tuning in and then plays like a quick 10 seconds and then the person taps out of the channel and then he relaxes again and waits for the next person to tune in.
You don't think it's got a big listenership?
I'm sure it does. It was never my thing. Know what dumb channel I'm listening to? Because it's Eric, that Yacht Rock.
Oh, you said that yesterday.
It's still happening, huh? The
Yacht Rock
still going.
And then and then someone was telling me on Twitter that it started out as like a YouTube thing, or
it was a cartoon.
What?
It was like a YouTube cartoon.
No.
The Yacht Rock.
There it is.
That's how it started.
There's right there.
Wow, you're not bullshitting me.
Sometimes Bennington knows stuff.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I was teasing.
Oh, okay, Jesus.
None of my stuff leads back to Alabama, though.
Right, that's the problem. It started out as a cartoon. Okay,
yeah.
I did not know that. I knew it had.
But you actually like the music. You like Steely Dan and
you know what? It's not that bad. It's soft rock basically. It's Ambrosia. It's Toto. It's
you had the guy from Ambrosia in.
That was a Don Wickland favor.
Who, Ambrosia?
Oh my God, the guy couldn't play one song for us. He played 10 seconds of eight different songs. I don't know. I don't know what was going on. It's driving me nuts.
What?
I kept leading him to play a song, and then he would play like 20 seconds of a song and then stop.
I hate that.
But then again, the guy has more songs than you realize.
Well, you're going to if you only have 20 seconds at a time. You know?
Player, Baby Come Back.
You know some of that.
Baby Come Back.
Yeah, that's one of theirs. Yes.
Keep Holding On to Yesterday was the big hit.
All right, we're going to break now. That's what we're going to do. Cassidy Cook. All right, I'm on it, Ron.
Cassidy Cook, you're going to be a big fan of now.
Big fan of, but diving's pretty fucking boring.
You think?
I think so.
I think they're amazing athletes.
Yeah, but then you're like, I think that splash was okay.
Yeah, they do
It's
know.
all about the splash, I know.
It is.
And they're like, I think that splash was a little too much. I think they're going to...
The splash, and if you don't point your toes, you're out. You should have
Gotta
pointed your
point
toes.
the toes.
Yeah.
She looks pretty cute there.
You see the tan lines on the shot before that?
No, I missed it.
There you go. There you go. All right.
That's funny.
That looks like a little kid there, though. How old is she?
21. He
21.
You did say 21. Okay.
Yeah, but that's probably
Yeah, that might be a little older. She looks like a little...
You better get that off there. Delete it. Delete it.
She's holding a medal in the other picture, so she was already at Rome. Probably. That looks like a silver.
Yeah,
maybe.
It's, like the silver, all right. When does the Olympics start? August? Early
Yeah, a
August?
couple weeks, right?
Couple weeks?
Yeah.
August 5th?
I don't know. I'm just going to look up in the sky and follow the swarm of mosquitoes as they fly down to wherever they're going.
Fuck that, man. That seems scary.
Rio.
But didn't they always have the Zika? Now we just know about it? Huh?
August 5th. Opening ceremony closing on the 21st.
Fast, right?
Two quick
all those
weeks.
years you wait.
2 quick weeks. All right. Vic Henley live from Loose Cruise on the iTunes.
And Nantucket Comedy Festival and Comedy Off-Broadway in Lexington, Kentucky, first week of August.
Sweet.
But the Nantucket Comedy Festival, that's just got to be...
If you happen to be there.
Done.
Yeah. Well, the shows are booked, but there's tickets still available.
You ever go to Nantucket, Ron?
Yeah, it's lovely up there.
I love it.
New
It's
England.
July 15 to 18.
New England in summer is
Love it.
the most beautiful
13,
thing you could
16.
do.
I said the days wrong. There you go. Typical me.
Nantucket. You get on that ferry and you seem like you're going forever, and then all of a sudden this just tiny island appears, and it's its own little world.
No, it's absolutely
It's
amazing.
awesome. That downtown area with the cobblestones, and
I love it. This is my 11th year in a row.
Did you ever do the bed and breakfast?
Oh, yeah. I've done a little bit of everything on Nantucket.
That creeps Jimmy out. I like a good bed and breakfast.
Do you?
Sure.
I'm kind of like Jim. I don't like being in somebody's house. Really.
I like bed and lunch. I like to get up a little later than most people.
Do you at least come back for tea time? You set out the tea?
You like to be in someone's house, though. You'll stay at people's homes.
No.
Because you've told me a couple of times.
I don't mind a good bed and breakfast. It's a little more social. Then maybe if you talk to some people a little bit.
Yeah, I don't like social.
You don't like social?
No, I can't. I like to have my own room, lock it.
You don't like sharing a bathroom?
No, it's not. You would think. You know what I mean? You would think
when you're in the
leopard,
when you're in the leopard room and you got to take a leak and you go down the hall.
Yeah, right.
You don't like doing that?
But I know. Didn't you stay at Tim's place when you went to Philly?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
Why?
I just, I'd rather not stay over somebody's house.
Tim Sabian is a party, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. Drank a lot of wine back in the day, and then stayed in his house. Went in the backyard for a while. You don't like doing that?
No,
I had my own room. It was a big, I remember, luxurious house at the time.
Yeah, it'd be like I'll stay at a hotel and I'll come over to your house for dinner.
Sure.
And then I'll leave, go back to a hotel.
I stay in row homes down in Philly.
Well, that's your family, though, right?
Yeah,
that's okay. It's a different thing.
We all pile into my wife's old room. 4 of us.
Is that right?
Do you really?
Yes.
That's cool in a way, I guess.
And it works.
Sure, you have to.
Although
there's still pictures of Rick Springfield on the wall.
It's not going to work too much longer, though. The kids are getting big.
Yeah.
It's not the...
I thought you meant your marriage wasn't going to work much longer. I go, fight for it.
I'm fighting for
Fight
it.
for it.
We are good.
Yeah.
Yes, tired. Okay. And Ron's got his show on Raw Dog.
I got my show on Raw Dog. You know what? I'm going to play tomorrow because I'm doing a town hall with Dennis Leary and Bobby Kelly and the group of Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll. So I got to tap out early, so I'm going to play that Comedy 101 that I played here.
It was really
on Friday.
Really good. Comedy 101. You got to check out this concept. It's really smart. You want to tell the people about it real
it's
fast?
Basically open mic night meets a roast. So you have 3 badass New York comics, in this case Robert Kelly and Voss and Bonnie, and they get to ring a bell and stop the open micers and rip them a new ass anytime they want. And it was 1 hour, and it was fucking 1 hour just straight laughs. It was really great.
Really funny. I told Ron you got to try to sell that thing.
That's funny. It does sound funny.
You got to
it's
sell
really it's.
I'd do that.
Yeah, well,
I'd love to do that.
Well, first of all, you're on the list because that fucking to see these guys tee off,
right,
and to see the look
Sure.
of shot. And see, the thing is this, some people like, does it mean these guys, I talked to them, they were thrilled to be in some of them have been doing this for a couple of years and can't get into the decent clubs in Manhattan. So they were thrilled just that
to be
Boss
in that room.
knew who they were.
Right.
Bonnie knew who they were. So it was really, really a fun night. But I'm looking at the audience. I'm seeing people die, literally fucking falling out of their chairs, screaming at some of this.
You gotta check it out. It plays great on the radio too. So. Yeah, it's like how they should do Last Comic Standing.
They used to stream the lottery show at the comic strip for a little bit like this, and every now and then one of them would get so mad at me that they would follow me out to the bar and want to fight me at the end of the show.
Is that right?
Only one or two super nut jobs. Everybody else kind of got it, but sometimes just the odd one or two thought it was just a little too cruel that we were shitting on their hopes and dreams, and they'd come out the bar and try to get in your face about it.
Don't you think everybody even feels that way about every roast? You know what I mean? Like you look over and in the roast, you'll still see some people look like their feelings are hurt.
Completely we're wrong.
I've never got that.
You see it in their faces. They're like, I'm trying to be a good sport,
but it's a fucking roast.
Yeah, but you're human.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Want to strangle the person.
I don't know.
Well,
they play it cool, but you could kind of see right through that.
Who's the guy who does stuff with Seth Rogen? He's the fucking fat guy at the group.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill at a roast. I mean, once fucking 12 comedians attack your weight for fucking 10 minutes. At the end of that, he looked like he was just pulverized sand. I mean, he looked like he wasn't going to be able to get up anymore.
I'd like it though, but I mean, I'm awful.
I'm
awful. I know every fucking horrible thing that's awful about me.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to add on, pile on. I'd beat myself up to death. I would stand there, and by the end of it, the more brutal it got, I think I would just be appreciating the craftsmanship of the joke.
But you comedians aren't human.
Well, because it's just a fucking joke. It doesn't really matter.
But when you get the other celebrities that are part of the roast, those are the people you see it on their face. Like,
no, you're right.
I'm gonna fucking kill you. You see it on all their faces. But then the other comics, they do handle it differently.
It's always funny to me how you're right. Somebody always gets sensitive.
Somebody gets their little feelings hurt,
and yet you know it's a roast going in.
All right. So why don't we break? So check that out. That's going to be on Raw Dog
tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, tomorrow.
At what time again?
Oh, about 1 o'clock or something like that. Yeah.
Comedy 101.
Comedy 101.
When are you going to do the next one?
I don't know. I'm not.
Let's go with this thing.
But here's the thing: I've never been an ambitious person. You know that about
me. It's a great concept.
Yeah.
You should be planning the next one right now.
All right, I'm going to plan it right now, and I'm going to make the announcement later. Then
I'm serious. A couple more weeks go by and you get another one going.
You gave me the kick in the pants that I need on this.
Really?
Yeah. It's going to change.
It's a great idea.
It's going to turn things around. But I'm on my way now.
I thought this one was obvious, though.
But here's the thing.
Oh, right.
Opie, I don't want to make it. I didn't want to do this in public. I'm fighting Zika. You know what I mean? Like most days, it's just a chore for me to put my clothes on.
All right.
No, this is something you really gotta go with for a while, man. It's very good, and you got plenty of guys that are more than willing to shit on the new guys.
Well, that's Vic is ready to go.
He's chomping.
Yeah, Vic is perfect for this show.
I just did a spit take. Saw your face. I just did a spit take.
No, at the comic strip, one time at the comic strip, it was me and Patrice and Voss.
Oh, Christ.
The three, and then another time it was me and Bonnie and Voss, and that was still. But we did a few of those, and they were really fun. And it's not as good as this. We would let them finish. You couldn't interrupt.
We never let them finish. Yeah.
Right.
There was one fucking kid. When we hit it, he goes, "I don't get to tell one joke." That's how much they attacked his physicality.
He had on the wrong shirt.
Yeah. And there was a dude who did it who was brain damaged, and I think he probably won the night. He won the night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he said it was either to Kelly or Voss, well, I'm brain damaged, what's your excuse?
Oh, nice.
And the fucking room fell out for fucking 10 minutes.
Sure.
I was distracted because it looks like we will be talking to David Copperfield in a few minutes.
Oh.
Because he's waking up just for us.
Oh. Is it okay to say, oh?
I mean...
okay, fine. But I need another coffee for that.
I'm
going to go find my disposable thumb and get my scarves ready.
Well, hopefully they're giving him a lot of coffee as soon as he wakes up. The great David Copperfield next. Stay there. Back with Vic Henley and Ron Bennington. We got a big star on the hotline. A big star. Let's say good morning to David Copperfield. What's up, Dave? How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great.
I heard you had to wake up just to talk to us. That sucks, and I apologize ahead of time. Did you set your alarm for, 6:50?
Exactly. Right.
That's about right.
You're amazing. That's perfect. Exactly. Is that what you guys do?
That's about right. You need 10 minutes to wake up a little bit, and then you call a radio show.
And then we go back to bed.
And then you go right back to bed. Yes. We were just we were watching some old footage of you a little while ago. You going through the Great Wall of China.
Yeah, I apologize for those haircuts.
You've got a better one now?
I do.
Okay. Do you have bedhead right now since you just got up?
I do, but, in 5 years from now, I'll say it's a bad haircut, too, so it makes perfect sense.
It's a running gag.
Yeah. Were they just blown away by that Great Wall of China trick over there?
They left a big hole in the wall. They were very pissed off.
You're promoting the movie, huh?
It's a lot of fun. It's doing great in China. Speaking of China.
Yes.
I walked there. I spent a lot of time in China, and in fact, the movie is a huge hit. It beat every movie in China.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
We're talking about Now You See Me Too, which is in theaters now. I have not seen it yet, but Vic Henley, who is in studio, saw it, and he thought it was one of the best movies he's ever seen.
That's
awesome.
Well,
Copperfield's laughing at that.
My girl's got a bunch of children, and they had seen the first one and liked it, and then
a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's the director John Chu is great. The actors are amazing in the movie, and like you said, it's Citizen Kane, and Now You See Me Too. So
I was going to go with Spartacus.
People love this movie. Really, they really, really love it. They have a great time. It's really fun. It's magic cool.
I had a similar experience. I have younger kids, though, David Copperfield. I don't know if 6 and a 4 could go see Now You See Me Too. We went into the theater. I could have taken the left and saw Now You See Me Too, but my kids are young, so we had to go see Finding Dory.
Also good.
That movie stunk.
I like it.
I did not like it. I liked Nemo was all right. Dory was missing something.
Well, we couldn't get in. It was sold out, though. We were going to see the first Now You See Me 2, and it was sold out. We couldn't get in, so we went home and rewatched Now You See Me 1 just to get them ready.
Oh, okay.
And then we went back the next day for the second one. And they got the hugest kick out of that. They'd never seen something on back-to-back days. That was a new thing for them to see the original.
Cool.
Yeah, they love the movie.
Binge movie watching.
That's right. You can't start the 8-year-olds early enough on bad habits.
and there's a lot of stars in this movie. You got Woody Harrelson and Ruffalo, and who else? I think Michael Caine. You got Harry Potter, right?
Absolutely.
Harry Potter's in this movie.
Back at the magic, but he kind of screws up the magic a little bit this time. It's kind of funny.
He did screw up the magic. He's a nice kid, that Harry Potter.
I saw him in How to Succeed on Broadway, working his butt off, actually. He was actually singing and dancing.
I saw that play because Rob Bartlett, I
love Rob Bartlett.
Who's amazing. He's a friend of ours.
Gave me my start in comedy.
Did he really?
That's right.
Rob Bartlett said, hey, I'm in this play with the Harry Potter kid. And I went, and he was amazing.
It was good, right?
I don't really like Broadway in general, but that one but every time I go to Broadway, then I'm like, I should do this more because
you got to see Hamilton.
Got to see Hamilton. As Ronnie's yelling in the background, but yeah, I have a good time on Broadway every single time I go. But anyway,
are you executive producer on this, David?
I'm a co-producer.
So how many of those are there?
Executive producer on Hamilton. I own good.
The other thing, you know what? I'm kind of mad. You had that court. I know you probably can't talk about it because it's ongoing, but the court case where they had to give away your trick.
They didn't give away anything.
They didn't.
They tried. Nothing's given away.
Oh, you sure?
What happened?
False information. They tried really hard, but
I'm going to read this. David Copperfield, I bet you, is not going to comment, but it bothered me. A lawsuit brought by an audience member who claims he was left with permanent brain damage as a result of an illusion that went wrong in 2013.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Obviously, can't talk about it, but lawyers do what they do.
How the disappearing audience illusion works was revealed in court documents. See, it says it right there.
I know, but actually read the articles. Go watch the YouTube of the illusion. It's on there, and you'll see it doesn't reveal. They tried.
Okay. Okay, and then it says the case
it's
is
like
on
these mass magician shows. Everybody says, "Oh, these mass magician shows,
right?
Ruin magic and so forth." And they're going to do this, and nothing is really revealed. But people believe it a little bit, but that kind of not great. But no, I think we're in a world of litigious society, and it is what it is.
The final line here, it says, the case is ongoing, and David most likely cannot comment on it.
Oh, there you go. Have you seen the Penn and Teller Fool Us?
I like them. They're friends of mine. They're good guys.
But that television show, where I like the idea, it's better, I think, than the masked magician bullshit thing, because Penn and Teller.
I love that show.
The Penn and Teller are pros, and you can fool, and they allude to the fact, and they still don't give anything away, and it's just funny to watch magicians try to fool other magicians. I think.
I love the reaction when they write it down. They're like, "All right, we don't want to blow up your spot, but
they hand it
read
to
this," and then the young magician's like,
me.
Oh, nerds.
A lot of people do fool them, though. A lot of people do.
Yeah, definitely a few people have.
Yeah, no, that's what makes it such a good show, I think.
Penn Jillette is so entertaining. Mm-hmm. We're lucky to have him on the show from time to time, and he's
a good guest for you. Right?
He's amazing. He's great. We love Penn Jillette. Never met Teller, though. Never.
Twice as funny as Penn. Twice as funny as Penn.
See, there you go. There's a little inside scoop for you from the magic world.
Yeah.
The quiet guy.
Doesn't talk, but in his brain.
See?
What he thinks.
There you go.
What he thinks is funnier than Penn.
But he can't exploit any of that. Although on stage, he's pretty fucking
He's
funny.
It's a great act.
He's really funny.
It's a great act.
I saw their...
it's no David Copperfield.
Back to me.
I was going to say it's no David Copperfield.
Well, but you don't need us.
That's great.
You got your own island. Let's talk about Penn's life for a while. This guy has his own island that he wants us to...
I thought it was a chain of islands, wasn't it, David? Isn't it several islands?
I hear it.
Archipelago. It's an archipelago. 11. It's 11 islands. It's one louder.
You're up to 11. That's what Travis was telling me before you called in. 11 islands.
Yeah, I know. What do you got to do?
Do you visit all 11, or are you getting...
Go one by one. I hop.
I remember you talking about the islands last time you called, and what I love is that corporations are paying $39,000 a day to hang out.
Sometimes more. Sometimes more. If it's a full group, it's like over $50,000 a day. Yeah, but it's an amazing. It really, all kidding aside, it's an amazing place, and we do incredible events there, and it's the coolest place in the world.
It looks insanely beautiful. Yeah,
Google it.
It looks. I'm looking at it right now. It looks absolutely amazingly fabulous.
You guys know what Pinterest is? Of course you do.
Yes.
This is one of the top 20 pinned Pinterest things on Earth, and New York City is one. Sri Lanka is one, and my little islands are one. It's pretty amazing.
But you do 7 shows in Vegas.
7 shows.
7 shows a week, right?
15 shows a week.
Oh, 15. I'm sorry. 15.
Gotta pay for those islands.
7 days a week. I'm sorry. So you don't have a lot of days off. So how does this work? You do like 3 or 4 months in Vegas, and then you tap out for a while?
I work for like 4 or 5 weeks, and then I go there.
Or do you have your twin brother do the shows in Vegas?
Oh, God. Now the secrets are revealed. Oh, God. You guys are awful.
If I had a twin brother, I would have him do all the Vegas shows. I'm hanging out on the island, the 11 islands.
Perfect world.
How great would that be? And then you switch.
I have a friend, guys. I have a friend.
Yeah.
Who's a magician, a very talented magician, and I can't say his name because he'll reveal one of his secrets, but he has a twin brother. Actually, he's a twin brother. And I was always jealous because wouldn't that be great? You make jokes about, okay, well, he can go to the island, he can go out, party all the time. No, imagine if you were a magician with a twin brother, what you could do.
I just assumed someone out there has the twin brother. There were rumors for a while that you were the one with the twin brother, But I think in this day and age with social media, that would be almost impossible to keep from everyone.
It's hard, right? Social media has changed everything in my world because you really have to double-check everything, and everyone's always trying to, there's a lot of people with a lot of free time.
Right. Have you tried to come up with any new illusions or that involve the social, some way to, take somebody's phone and then make something appear on their Twitter, on their phone? Because
a large part of my current show is that, I have an illusion where I get somebody from the audience, really truly at random, make sure they're on Facebook, for example, and they select a friend from their Facebook page, live on stage at random, and that person, we check their home, and then I vanish them at home, and they reappear in the theater, floating.
See, that's so good. Well, you got to change with the times.
But how dare you say that's random? How dare you? Who do you think you're talking to?
It's random.
No. But seriously, you'll have to really see this. It's an amazing thing,
right?
And we're doing things with emails in the show. We have magic happening on people's wrists. I'm at the MGM, by the way.
Right.
MGM Grand. And we have things with dinosaurs and spaceships and aliens and time travel. So we're really trying to change the language of what we're doing. It's not girls are good in the tight outfits, but aliens and spaceships and time travel, it's pretty cool.
Do you still enjoy doing it?
I love it. I love it because it's new. It was we all, you have days where you have guests and you go, oh God, it's David Copperfield. I'm going to talk to him again. The days that you don't want to do what you're going to do. But I've gone through times like that. But right now I love the fact that I'm creating new things and trying to push the envelope in many different directions. And so very, very rewarding.
Can you make more Twitter people for me?
Can you make some of mine disappear?
Well, yeah, that's the actual joke. I was around it.
I figured I'd take it.
That was the way to go.
I know, sorry.
I do miss I do miss David Copperfield on TV with the big over-the-top illusions. You have anything that maybe down the road?
Might be happening, yes. You might be... Stand by. Mm-hmm.
Anything you could talk about? Anything you're working on?
You have to. If you come see my live show, you'll see kind of a preview of what's going to take place.
All right, there you go.
That means space. You going to space?
It's all good.
I nailed it.
I think you nailed it. You totally did.
We're talking space station. I'm thinking space station.
I don't know. Who knows now?
David Copperfield's twin brothers on a rocket right now, preparing for the next illusion.
Oh, man.
Well, look, we wanted you to go back to bed, but it's always a pleasure to talk to you. It's now you see me.
You guys.
Now you see me too in theaters now, right?
Excellent. Yes, go see it. It's terrific, and also come see my show at the MGM Grand. Awesome.
Yeah, next time I'm in Vegas, I'm definitely checking that out. All right. Thank you, David. I appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Always good talking to you.
All right, man. David Copperfield. I nailed it. He's going to space.
Here comes Bennington.
Yeah, he didn't want anything to do with that. I don't blame him.
Bennington didn't want it.
He's like,
exactly. You're sitting there reading a magazine.
Ron picks his spots.
Yeah, I see that. I'm jealous.
I wouldn't want to burn any of your bridges. I think it's you got a good thing going here. Last thing you need me. But
Ron was like LeBron. He had to just sit out the first part of the second quarter.
Yeah, you know what? I got to ice my knees. I end up going the full thing and I'm in trouble.
Ron was on an exercise bike. And
well, that'll never happen. But he works 7 days a week.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Yeah,
he said 15 shows, so one day he's doing 3, obviously.
Yeah.
So he's doing 2 at night, and then he must be doing a matinee somewhere in there.
But, I mean, he's David Copperfield. He could tell the MGM, I'll do this, but we're not doing 15 shows a week. Right?
He's got to want to. That's his thing. He wants to.
You think he wants
to? He probably never feels like David Copperfield unless he's making, elephant disappear or something.
Did you see that island? Why would you ever leave that place?
Right.
That's an investment. He doesn't go there.
You don't think?
No, he's working 7 days a week.
That's what I was getting at.
He was bragging about how much money he makes on it to pay for it, more than sitting there and enjoying it.
Yeah.
That's the problem with Vegas. They own you, man. They don't let you take time off.
I never liked working out there, man. For the exact same reason, because they want you to work 7 days a week and do 2 shows a day for the same amount of money that they give you for half that at any other club in America.
And then a lot of those places, they four-wall it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
right.
You got that person just sitting around going, I hope everyone shows up.
But every comedy club is Wednesday to Sunday, Tuesday to Sunday. A long week with a 3-show Saturday is a 9-show week.
Right.
It's still nowhere near the 15-show week, and you're not even there Monday. And yet they don't understand if they're going to give you $10,000 for a 9-show week, why would I want to take $10,000 for the 14-show week? Why would I do that? You're an idiot. But they're like, but you're in Vegas. You're in Vegas.
I was
that's
about
what
to make
that's what
that
they always
point.
say. And
They're like, but you're in Vegas.
Who gives a shit?
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I read a report. No one has enjoyed Vegas in 30 years. Not one person has said, man, that was fun.
I agree. It makes you're not enticing me one bit with the you're in Vegas angle. You're asking me to do double my job for half the money.
I liked Vegas for the first 3 hours, maybe. And then I'm like, fuck, when is Sunday?
Exactly. Yeah.
Wait, it's Friday still? Fuck.
You know.
Seriously.
No, I don't like it at all. It's a fucking truck
I'm
stop.
not a big partier like that. I guess and I'm not a big gambler.
It might not be the place for you. You don't like to drink.
Well, they put us out there for the CES thing.
They sent him out there for the...
That part of it was always fun, broadcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to make it more family-oriented.
I know, it doesn't even...
Hey, we had a big death while you guys were talking to David, the greatest defensive mind of all time, Buddy Ryan. Buddy Ryan.
Oh!
Gone.
Oh.
Gone.
No.
Master of the 46 defense.
Exactly
defense
who he
coordinator of
is.
the Chicago Bears, Philadelphia Eagles head coach.
Let me look. What about Alabama? Anything?
There's a game against Auburn.
He's from Pikeville, Alabama. No, I don't know.
82, there you go.
Oh, that's tough,
on
man.
Bennington. Wow.
The thing is, I predicted this yesterday.
Do you remember when Jeff, the coach of the Rams now, remember when he punched him?
Oh, yeah.
Did he punch him on the sideline or something? They got in a fist fight.
You know,
do you remember that one?
That was like the last kind of time that there was still, you know, you could headhunt in the, they would put money,
bounty.
Just bounty on people. Right. And like, oh, we had a great game. We knocked out 7 of their guys.
Yeah.
Now you're like, oh my God, I don't understand how that could happen. Someone could be hurt playing football.
Then you got to make believe you're shocked when you hear another team does it. Like, oh my God.
Oh my God, I can't believe
that over
it.
there.
I think when they were still,
what was that? The Saints, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the Saints that had the whole. That's what got Peyton suspended for a year.
Well, that's what drives me nuts about all those stories when they come in. The rest of the teams that have to make believe. Oh my God,
yeah,
we don't do that. They all do the same shit. They're all dirty.
I thought Fisher and him.
Cheat.
I thought when he was with the Oilers, I thought Fisher and him got in it on the sidelines. I just can't remember, but I might be wrong. Jeff Fisher, who's with the Rams now, but I think it was one of those where they're right there. One's got the other one in a headlock, trying to punch him or something.
The Los Angeles Rams. We finally got the Los Angeles Rams back. And now,
there they are right there.
Now I say it's time the Cardinals move back. Let's get everything back to where it made sense.
Like how we knew it. Yeah.
That'll never happen.
And then you got going back to Vegas. They got an NHL team.
Yeah.
Did it
How's
go?
that going to work
Did
out?
the deal go?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's happening.
Oh, wow. Who's moving?
I think it says
right?
Oh, they're going to give them
yeah.
one. It's not anybody moving.
And
wow.
they say this is the float, and all the other leagues will be out there as well. But I don't know.
Why would they start with hockey?
Yeah, the cold weather
I love
poured in
hockey,
the desert.
but I don't.
Well, you can get a hockey team for $8,000. So
okay,
they're going to play right in one of the lobbies.
God damn it, Ryan. As funny as that is, it's also very logical. Of course, you can't put an NFL team in there easily. Buddy Ryan, 82 years old.
Man, that was the best defense until the Ravens, the 86 Bears.
Yeah, they were unbelievable.
Until that Ravens defense. Yeah. Probably still second best all time, fewest points allowed, maybe.
It's another great 30 for 30. The
Bears?
Yeah, the Bears.
That one I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, it's hilarious just how whacked out those guys got in those days.
Right.
Like they were partying pretty hard the fucking week of the Super Bowl.
Well, McMahon, good God. Yeah. Exactly. And he kept claiming he had to go down to see his acupuncturist. He was somewhere.
And some chick's blowing coke up his ass.
Exactly.
They say the Bills, same thing. They lost at least one of those because of the partying.
Well, they played
partying
like
ways.
Yeah, they played like it.
Oh, fuck. That 30 for 30 was amazing. The Bills.
Yeah, it was fucking hilarious the way they all did the fake if they had won them all.
Right.
You know? Like I thought that would be too painful.
Yeah,
to
really.
fucking even play with that decision.
I was up there for 3 out of the 4, and man, you want to talk about now I can understand the England.
Sure.
Because that city just fucking collapsed within it. Everyone was depressed for a long fucking time. It took a while for them to get out of that.
4 straight years. 4 fucking years they get there.
All right, I was up there for 3. Then I moved home to start BAB action. When they were in for the 4th one. And that was the year that Frank Reich brought
I was going to say, including the comeback one.
People forget that wasn't,
And then they got mauled after the couple. Well, he did it at Maryland. I remember I was on the road somewhere, and all my buddies were living in Houston, and they were fake Oiler fans at the time. And I'd been traveling so much. I told them, I'm going to take a nap. This is, my buddies. We got this. I'm like, well, I don't know. I go probably, but I go. Frank Reich did something crazy at Maryland once, and then I laid down, and then woke up 3 hours later, and they're like, you motherfucker. I'm like, I didn't do anything. I was asleep.
Crazy.
And then they got the shit beat out of them after that, though. After that miraculous comeback, I think that's the one one where they lost 51 to something the very next week.
Yeah, they weren't even in it.
Yeah, that was horrible. Leon Lett is all everybody remembers about that one.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But,
what are they going to call them? The Las Vegas what?
I don't know. It's so new. I don't even know if they have a name, do they?
He's pulled up
We
the
got
article.
the article
there.
here. They would have said it right in the fucking
The
first
future
paragraph.
home of the Las. Yeah, it just says Las Vegas franchise.
Yeah, they're still figuring it out.
I think they're going to be called the Dead Hookers. And
Great would that be?
I love that. That would be wonderful.
just keeping it on your sleeve. Hey, it happens.
Bring back our names, please. The Washington Bullets. The Washington Bullets.
Yeah.
And no one had a problem, though. No one even thought twice about
No,
it.
they thought it was obvious.
They won the championship.
Their logo was a bullet in the air.
They won the championship.
Yes. Where it showed the old logo. They were absolutely the old
See,
logo.
it is the bullet going through there, right under the Baltimore Bullets.
Where are we looking at?
Baltimore Bullets with the bullet going across, right to left. See it?
Yeah, there you go. They had an actual bullet in the air as part of their logo.
The Baltimore Bullets.
The other side of that was a gangbanger, just fucking.
Right. It's on the back.
I like our old sports team names, right?
St. John.
There's Jordan. Look at Jordan.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that's
weird in that uniform. Doesn't make fucking sense.
Well, I look better than when he was in the baseball uniform.
Well, true.
I got to see a few of those games.
Did you really?
Yeah. I lived right down where he was playing. And, I mean, that guy had no fucking swing. I mean, it was just half a fucking second behind the ball every time. It was fucking hilarious. And the place would be packed. People would be going fucking crazy for him.
Right.
Couldn't hit, couldn't field. But no one to this day can understand a man who was in his prime
to go and try
fuck
baseball
around like that.
Because his dad died.
Got murdered.
They said it also had something to do with there was going to be a gambling investigation. He had to sit up. But he should have laid on his fucking couch for 2 years.
He was very lanky. Did he look silly at the plate?
He looked fucking ridiculous. He looked like...
He never had a shot.
No, he was like some oversized 12-year-old in a Little League. You ever see those kids that look too tall?
Yeah.
And then they still stink?
Yeah.
That was Jordan.
And then every once in a while, he would muster out a bloop single, and the place would go nuts.
The place would go nuts.
Didn't he hit one home run,
He hit
I
a
think?
home run. Yeah, he had a couple, maybe.
Yeah.
He hit more than one, I think.
Yeah,
He was more than one?
I think it's more than
If
one.
I could paid for him.
Right. He paid for their bus.
He bought the bus.
I saw that 30 for 30.
That's what endeared him. That's what everybody loved him for buying the
It was
bus.
the first time they ever had air conditioning.
No kidding.
Everybody was thrilled.
You think all those years later when that bus started breaking down and the AC went, they could call Jordan and said, hey, can you get us another bus?
I would.
I bet you they don't have a new bus anymore.
This takes
There's his dinger.
Well, this is Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Playing for the Birmingham Barons, yeah.
Why does it always go back to Alabama?
It's unbelievable.
I'm just telling y'all set me up for this.
Kind of weird Kevin Bacon thing going on.
It really
Alabama.
is.
It's really
It is the Kevin
strange.
Bacon.
That's the third one today.
3 degrees of Henley.
Is Alabama that great?
No, it's not. Not at all. No, it's not.
Can you see the Northern Lights in Alabama?
You cannot see the Northern Lights from the top of Mount Cheehaw.
All right, we're good then.
You know,
we're good. I guess we did it there, Vic and Ron.
Thank God you came in, Bennington.
Thanks for including me. I don't know. Travis is just saying you had Krushkin on line 7 if you spend a couple.
I called him out years ago. He left years ago. I called him out.
Well, sure.
I called him out.
Of course. I think, is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still.
He probably still performs.
Yeah, he's doing 14 shows a week.
In Laughlin.
In Hoboken.
He's at the Belterra Casino in Indiana.
I liked him on the show back in the day, I guess, but we couldn't sit through anymore.
What a handshake, though, huh?
What a handshake!
Yeah.
Fuck, I
It's
forgot
the
all
most
about the
crushing handshake
Yeah.
known to man.
Something
And then he
that-
slaps your back real hard while he's doing it.
Yes, I forgot all about the handshake until you just mentioned it. He had a grip, and then he would really just go up and down hard. I'm explaining.
So okay, I'm wrong. It wasn't Jeff Fisher. It was Kevin Gilbride. I thought it was with the Oilers.
Yeah, there it is.
Kevin Gilbride, and he gets it with Buddy Ryan, right? And they're during the game.
Wow, way. You were looking
See,
at
Buddy Ryan takes the first shot.
That's fucking hilarious.
That's Buddy Ryan throwing the first punch right
for
here.
Buddy Ryan.
See, boom, right in there. All right, it was. I knew it was a guy. I knew it was a dark-haired guy with a mustache. I was close with the Kevin Gilbride and Jeff Fisher.
Well, Buddy's been sick for a lot of years, but he did leave us the Ryan boys still running around today.
There you go.
Still doing it.
Still, that's good. That's good football.
Right. Rex and
other guy.
and the other guy. Rob, thank you. Rob Ryan. I needed to know that.
They're twins.
Well, yeah, but one's the evil twin. He's got the evil goatee and all that, so. We're going to go home now. Vic Henley, thank you, buddy.
Anytime, buddy.
I think we should just continue. Why don't you come back tomorrow? I'll pencil you in for something.
We'll figure out something. You were threatening Dennis Falcone on Thursday. I remember that.
Yeah, we got to do some Dennis Falcone.
It's a threat. It's a threat show.
With this hard drive of hits in the corner. We do that before the big, long holiday weekend. So, yeah, let's do that.
Cool, man.
Get Dennis Falcone for Thursday. Vic Henley for tomorrow. Ron, you come in whenever you want.
All right, I'll be here time again.
You come back if you like.
You got to hook me up to do your show. I got to bring Gail a record.
Yeah, you got to do that. Some girls.
Yes.
How much is it worth?
I don't know. Not a lot, but
you got it before they changed the cover.
Yeah. It's a collector's one. So,
but who they change out?
All the celebrities. They didn't have permission to use some of their images.
Remember which?
I don't remember which one specifically, but I know you can. I have the old one and the new one, and you can look at it and see how they're totally different.
All right. Hey, Travis, could you play No Expectations while we clean up? I want to hear a song as I get my stuff.
Yes, possibly.
By the Rolling Stones, of course. The great Ron Bennington. Check him out on Raw Dog. Check out that Comedy 101.
Yeah, that sounded hilarious.
That'll be tomorrow sometime.
Tomorrow, yeah, we're going to play tomorrow.
All right, because you got to tap out early to do the town hall with the sex
drugs.
Town hall
with, sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
I think we got those guys coming in tomorrow. And also Gary Byrne, the Secret Service guy that's doing the tell-all on the Clinton administration.
Whoa.
Yes.
I didn't know those guys were allowed to rat like that.
Well, that's what we went with yesterday, and Jimmy was beyond hilarious about it.
Oh, my God, he was so funny. Apparently, the one guy didn't sign his non-disclosure.
It's crazy.
And so that's why this book's out.
And he saw all sorts of shit.
Oh, man.
Boy, he did not like Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah. Or Hillary, really, it sounded like.
Right.
I'm waiting for Kenny's book. As soon as that's
GH, The Untold Story.
Oh, what a bore fest that's going to be. I've given Kenny nothing. What a bore that will be. All right, we're going to play this. We're going to you? Travis has got it?
Travis got it.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Today's Opie and Jimmy Show, as well as all of your favorite Opie radio programs,